Oh.
Well, it's everybody's.
What's going on?
Do you have company over or something? It's not me. You know it's not. See, we're late and off the rails already. So, what's going on, everybody? Oh my God, look how dark and oh my goodness, it's like a funeral in my house. Look how dark it is in my house. Hold on, get some light up in here. Oh, that's too much. Wow, I need some better lighting.
Have a ruckus going on.
I know. That's all right. Battening down the hatches for El Nino coming through. What's going on? What's going on, Peter?
Not a whole lot. Got company over. My in-laws are here.
So
they brought the rain from a sunny Oregon. No, rainy Oregon.
Oh, they're in from Oregon. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I was gonna say that they know, and they know you do a show on Thursday nights.
Well, typically everybody is in bed, but.
Gotcha. I think. Oh, okay. Chris is ready. He says, "K, me on." All right, let me add him to the call. What's going on, man? Why is it so dark in my? It's never this dark in my room. I don't know what's going on.
It's the dark side of the moon, Myke.
Yeah, it's the dark side of the mic.
It's
been a dark week for the Mullis. It's been a dark week for Stinger. What's up? There he is. Nah, it's okay. Hang on, what's going on here? What's your? Hang on.
Sound off or what? Oh,
there you are. Oh, hold on. No, hey, sir.
Oh, yep. Maybe.
I'll go and there you are.
Oh.
Yeah, I need to get some better lighting. That's what I got to do. I gotta get. See, I need brother Nick from Geeks with Cash with his super skills, his super lighting. So I need some help. Brother Myke, you got this. I don't know if I got this tonight, Foxy. I'm not sure. Yeah, sorry, a little slow. Probably plotting myself with a new light. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, this is. Watch Myke play with his lighting for 2.5 hours on the NLG show. All right, that might be. I don't know.
It's like how many engineers does it take to replace a light bulb?
Right. Depends on how much money you can pay them.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Let me send. We have a special guest that's going to come in a little while. I'm just letting him know. Let me know when you are ready. And on Skype.
And that's the important piece.
Yes. Yeah. Right. So such professionalism.
Yeah, be ready.
That's everybody in the chat.
It's like,
Yeah. What's up, chat room? Let's see who we got.
Fox, Doggy Dog.
Doggy was the first one in.
Mhm.
Project Jeff.
Oh, Miss Jeff.
His brother
Geeks
Nick.
with Cash, Nick.
Yeah, brother Nick. Brother Back. We got
Back.
and sister
Appreciate
Foxy.
y'all.
We do. We appreciate you guys. Had a lot of fun with both Nick and Back this past weekend running Back for Blood. No. We definitely got to get Nick.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Back plays with us a bit now, but we definitely got to get Nick in on some more gaming sessions with us.
The Phoenix.
Yes. So. All right. So.
Yeah, that was good times.
Yeah. All right. I think everything. So I wanted to sport my Open Every Box shirt tonight in memoriam for
Do you get a refund or a replacement?
Right. That's right. I should get a replacement. I need to tell Pete I need to RMA my shirt for a new one.
Yeah.
So, Axel's home. All right, he gave it away. He's our special guest. Hold on, let me
No, you gave it away. He says,
Yeah,
"Okay,
you
I'm
just
home."
give
That
it
doesn't
away.
mean anything.
Well, that doesn't really
It means like, "Hey, I can't watch the show. I'm home."
No, I am a horrible. I'll tell you what, man. I'm like the worst show host ever. Oh my goodness. All right, so as soon as he gets on Skype, we'll bring him in because we are talking Halo tonight, and Axel being one of the big Halo guys in this universe,
Yeah,
we want to get his take on the new Halo campaign trailer that was just released a couple days ago, and
In-game character models.
in-game
That
character
released today?
models. Yep, which I did. I did download that too. And I got thoughts. I know Chris said I got thoughts, and I know Peter has thoughts.
Full of thoughts. They're sometimes so deep that it takes a while to extract those. But
They just come out on a whim.
Sometimes I forget those
Yeah.
thoughts, you know. But part of being an old school gamer.
That's a very nice way of saying old man.
dinosaur.
All right, hang on. I'm bringing Axel in. Let's see if he answers the phone. There he is. Oh.
I see
What
a
is
familiar
good?
face.
All right, hang on. Let me now watch this. By the power of OBS. Oh, wait a minute. Let me do this first. Hold on. I gotta do this first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Hold on. I gotta do it right.
It's not going to be an oopsie. It's going to be an upsie.
No, it's gonna be this is gonna work. You watch.
All right.
By the
All right,
power
let's
of
see.
OBS.
Suspense.
Ready?
Woo!
Look at that. Look at that.
Hey.
A
Even have his
winner
tag spelled
is me.
correctly and not 1, 2, 3, 4.
I
That's
did-
that's progress right there.
That's right.
Okay, so I almost did it just to mess with him.
Yeah.
Just to mess with the accent, but then it would still look like I'm the idiot, so it wouldn't work. I mean, it wouldn't have worked. So, how you doing, Axel?
Hey, Mike. Thank you so much for having me. It's
Oh,
going.
Yeah,
Axel.
man.
Hello,
Yeah, man.
Chris,
Like,
Peter. How are you guys?
Not too shabby on this Thursday.
Better now.
evening.
We got the Halo expert with us.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
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 Look,
Do
he's
you,
got
do you see the gear?
hat. I see the
I'm
hat.
sporting the hat. I'm sporting the gravity hammer.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
He's ready to talk
Better
Halo.
the gravity hammer than the band hammer.
That's right. Hey,
So-
Project Jeff. Hello.
Yeah, we got a nice chat room going right now, and your brother from Friday nights, Mr. Doggy Dog's in the house too.
Yes, I see him. By the way, Doggy Dog, I'm going to be a little late. If you could tell Princess Zelda, I'll be late for our meeting today.
He has an excuse. Yeah, we'll write him a
I'm
note.
wondering what his excuse can be.
Right. We'll write
Think
him
of something for me, Doggy. You got this.
We'll write him we'll write him a note. Don't worry. We'll write you a note,
Right.
Axel.
You will relay it in the chat.
Okay.
Your meeting to prep for tomorrow's show.
That's right.
Definitely.
So oh shoot. So your Friday night, your new Friday night excursion. Tell us all about this for those who have not. I mean, I've been able to see it, but of course it's a little tough. It's only a little tough for me because of Friday night is usually what you guys' Sunday would be. So I'm usually in synagogue. But Iconic Video Games Podcast. You guys have gotten underway. Where you're what 3 episodes in, right? Or 4
We're
episodes?
3 episodes in officially, minus the that is with the introductions and everything, right?
Oh, so you did a that's right. You did a prelude.
Episode 0. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
episode 0 I called it because there was really no topics. It was just us introducing ourselves to our potential audience.
See, you just like the game Yakuza 0, and you're like, aha, that's what we can do too. Iconic Game 0.
Yeah, so the Iconic Video Games is actually, I have a store that me and my cousin are co-owners of. It's called Iconic Video Games, and we go to the retro shows here around Texas. And we have a little booth, and we sell some of our rare items there, and regular items, right? And so when I was thinking about the type of podcast I wanted to have, it almost goes without failure that if a podcast starts talking about consoles or services or something like that, you're always going to have somebody who's going to say something negative about console A or service B or whatever, right? And I wanted to completely focus on just how fun video games are. So if you watch the podcast, you kind of see that we're really silly.
Yep.
Right. All we're doing is having fun because I was kind of saying this, that when, growing up, I grew up in the real console wars of Sega versus Super Nintendo. I was a Sega kid and my friends were Nintendo
My man.
people. And when even though we would talk trash to each other on the school bus, guess what? I was still going to their house and playing Nintendo, and they were still coming to my house to play Sega, and we were having a good time. It was never too serious. It was just banter, right, amongst friends. And I grew up. I joined the army. I go off to war for a couple of years, and when I come back, the console war is now PlayStation versus Xbox, and it is serious. Like, when did it go from fun to serious? I have no idea what happened. And so when I
get serious, it went moronic.
Yeah.
Toxic.
Yeah. So I wanted to make a podcast where we could freely talk about what we enjoy playing, regardless of platform, regardless of how we play it. As long as we played it, that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, that's all games are. It's fun.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the 16-bit war was kind of just a goofy thing. We were kids, that kind of thing. It's you grow out of it.
It's like advertisement war between Nintendo and Sega.
Yeah, and we all jumped on that.
Yeah, but I just want to say, just for fun, that wasn't really a war between Nintendo and Sega. Sega may have won a battle.
Oh, good Lord. Here we go.
Won that war. Come on now.
Here we go. Here we go.
Grew up from the war.
Some of us are still fighting it, I see. No,
it's okay. I wish I was able to afford a Sega. Trust me, when I first learned and saw the Sega Master System, I was like, dude, I like this.
Master System.
I love the way the game covers looked on the case.
I so missed out on the Master System.
Yeah,
I'm
still looking
out
for
on
one.
It.
By the way,
it's funny
because
Cyrus just jumped in the chat, and we were talking last week when I was doing a stream last week, and Cyrus is a big TurboGrafx guy. I never got the TurboGrafx, and he was kind of talking me through. I'm looking at getting into that, and I'm back and forth. So there's a system that's out that's called the Polymega. Now we've talked about it a little bit on our show, but it's a retro console that does stuff like the base unit does a Sega CD, Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1, TurboGrafx CD, and Neo Geo CD. And right now, my Sega CD player, because I don't have a Genesis and a Sega CD anymore, my Xbox One is my Sega CD machine. So I ripped all my Sega CDs, I put them on my Xbox One, and I use RetroArch, which is an emulator, to play them. And I do that with my box copies of my 32X and stuff like that. Saturn, I have a Saturn 4. Saturn I have real hardware for, Dreamcast I have real hardware for, but I don't have a TurboGrafx. So I'm thinking that if I buy some TurboGrafx games, I might be able to do them on my Xbox One as well. But at the same time, I was thinking about getting this Polymega, and if the Saturn emulation was good, I might use that to kind of combat disc rot. The only issue is it's a $500 machine, so I can't justify that. I can't.
That the Xbox Series S, you can throw in $20 into developer mode,
which I already
run emulators on it, right?
Well, so I already have. I've already bought the emulator license, so I could buy. I mean, that's what's running my Xbox One, my OG Xbox One. I bought the developer's license, turned it into a dev box, and put RetroArch on it. I could do that. The emulators.
Just download the Beetle Core.
Yeah, I have. So the Beetle Core for the Saturn is not great yet. I can't remember what emulators in the PolyMega. It is a version of Libretto, but I always call it Libretto. I don't know why. Libretto, but it's highly modified to work with the PolyMega. So I'm it's one of those things.
I emulate my Saturn. Now I have Saturn, a physical hardware Saturn. But Mike, you know this. If you're collecting for the Saturn, you're collecting expensive.
Yes.
So for those games that I want to play that are just expensive, I use on my phone the YOBY Sanshiro 2. It's a free emulator. You can even download it from the Play Store on your Android device. And I've played a couple of games, and it's even you can even sync a Bluetooth controller to it.
Or my
so
Razer
of course
Kishi.
I sync my Xbox controller to it, and it plays amazing.
Okay, all right. I love how it's called Sanshiro. Sega Sanshiro.
Hey, we got a Johnny Ups in the chat.
Oh my God, Johnny Ups! What's up, man?
And
Imagine.
Madge. Oh my goodness. And Cyrus, if you don't start playing some TurboGrafx soon, I don't know if I can keep associating with you. I have to stick with my morals. Matt J, Matthias J, how are you, my brother? It's good to see you.
That's
So
Phil's right-hand man right there.
yeah, I know, man. Never got us into a party with him, but that's okay. That's okay, Matt. No, Matt's such a good guy.
Yeah, I've been in a party quite, I don't know, a couple of times a month.
Yeah.
What's that thing?
Oh, so now Peter's got the inside
because
track.
you're never on, Mike.
Oh, now Peter's got the inside track to Phil.
Yeah.
No.
All right, sorry about that. My wife came in and asked me a question.
Oh, hello.
Hello,
Mrs. Axel.
The wife.
Yes, you always answer the wife.
We know that.
Always. It's important.
Oh.
Yeah, so back to the show. So as you know, it's me, Doggy, and Princess Zelda. And I'll tell you how I found them, right? So Doggy, when I was just thinking about the show, before I even had a name for the show, I did a fantasy football draft. You can live party for an Xbox group.
I remember that.
Yes. And Doggy Dog was part of it. And as Doggy Dog was talking and all this stuff, he just had such a cool energy to him, like just hyper. And I'm like, yeah, that's the kind of energy I need on my show. Someone that's just like always excited, right? And Doggy Dog is a fantastic guy. That's how I found him. And it's his personality, his voice. He's like, I remember he described his voice to me as Midwestern twangy. And he goes, I always thought I had a Midwestern twangy voice. I'm like, well, you do, but that's what I love about it.
I kind of like his voice too. It's a unique voice. I do like his voice.
Yes.
So
right then and there, Doggy was the first one I snatched up for the podcast, and then I knew I wanted to have a female on my podcast, and I was searching around, and I remember being in several chats and being on several shows that there's always this Princess Zelda in the chat, right? And I'm like, okay, well, somebody with the name of Princess Zelda should probably be a girl and should probably be a Nintendo fan. It's all about games. And she's in Xbox chats, so she's obviously cool with Xbox people. Let me reach out and find out how to contact her. And at the time, I didn't know who she was related to, right? And I contact her, and we get along, and she's just so creative. Like, Princess Zelda's creativity is through the roof. She is amongst one of the most creative people I've known. So I love that I have these two great personalities helping me do a show. You know, and on one side, I have Doggy Dog with his happy, excited hyperness, Midwestern twangy voice, you know. And on the other side, I have Princess Zelda, who is super duper creative, can help me brainstorm, and does not mind doing some of the more embarrassing things we want to do. Well, embarrassing, but it's really for the show. I really don't care because I'm at that age in my life where I don't care what anybody thinks about me anymore. Oh,
you're right. We don't care about.
Yeah, thanks. And so,
Except for tonight.
Yeah, so that's how the panel came together, and I like that our show is real quick, 1 hour of fun. I know I should strive for the 4 hour, 45 hour show that Mike Mullis does.
That's not gonna last. Which is why he'll never have me on.
Just do 4 1-hour shows.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. You got 4 weeks of content. Oh.
No, so I'm limiting my guests right now. I'm not really inviting too many people.
No. Yeah.
Mainly because I want me, Doggy, and Zelda to develop our chemistry a little bit more for the time being.
No, that's understandable. And I've caught a couple of your shows. I haven't been able to catch all of them, being on a Friday sometimes. But and being an hour, it's like, oh, shit, they're on. Oh, wait, it's over.
Yeah, don't blink, otherwise.
Yeah. But I love your show. I love the chemistry. You're right. And, of course, Doggy Dog is great. And Princess Zelda, I think that's the first time I've ever seen her. I've seen her in chats, but the first time seeing her, and the first show I caught, it was when she was doing the puppet,
Yes, I love that one.
And I thought that was great. And then the next show after, she was on, and she's great. I really love what y'all are doing. I remember the one show where y'all were saying, well, pick it. I think it was pick a game from each platform or something. If you're on an island or
Oh yeah, Deserted Island game.
Deserted Island. And so I really did enjoy that. I mean, you guys, it's fun, and you make it fun. The focus is fun on gaming, and I love that. So
yeah, thank you
Didn't
so much.
Didn't you pick Flight Simulator?
I thought one of y'all did.
Zelda picked Flight Simulator,
right?
I believe.
Yeah, and I thought you would pick that, Axel.
It's funny because when she said that, I'm like, I'm like 120 flight hours into Flight Simulator. I don't think anybody I know other than maybe Cerebral Paul or that's about it, might have more flight hours than me, but I'm trying to hang out with the serious flight sim guys, and those guys have thousands already. But yeah, no, I love Flight Simulator a lot. If you ever want to invite me to go on a flight with you, let me know. I'll fly.
We got to get back to that.
We need to do that once in a while.
Yeah, we got to get back to that.
I need to do that with a big group. I have
that would be cool.
Handful of airplanes flying side by side.
That
exactly.
Would be. Of course, we keep trying that, and it's hard to do. Just Peter and I were trying that 1 week. Kept going.
I wonder if it's easier now, though.
Wait for me. Okay, wait. No, slow down. No, wait for me. No, slow down. Where are you now? Oh, I crashed.
Me and Peter flew together, and there's actually a pausing trick you can do to wait for somebody.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so you can do pausing tricks to wait for somebody. Me and Peter flew what was supposed to be like an hour-long flight turned into like 2.5 hours. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think we took a detour somewhere.
We must have got lost.
Wasn't it like we were landing on water and stuff? Didn't I?
We were messing around. That's what it was. We landed for a while.
All right, I'm throwing my man's channel in the chat here. You got to go and sub to Axel's.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Great show to catch on Friday nights.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's 8 p.m.
Good.
Eastern, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And the number one scumbag in the video game world just came in.
The MAGG.
The MAGG. Man, you know what?
I can't say scumbag like he does. He says it so perfectly.
I know.
Oh, I think you said scumbag.
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 We ought to get him. We ought to get him to jump in real quick and give us some Halo impressions.
He can.
Good Lord, that'd be great. Have 2 big Halo guys along with the 3 Halo guys. Be the big Halo show. We could save YouTube streaming for last.
There you go.
No.
Yeah. So thank you so much for the invite, for the sudden invite. I was out and about. So I live in a different city than my aunt does, and she got ill, so I was getting her food from my city, taking it to her city, and coming back, and it's a bit of a drive.
Could have taken the airplane.
I wish. There's an airport here right next to me. Love it. There is the MAGG.
Oh. I got to go back and listen to Tuesday's rest of Tuesday show. I caught the first part of it, and then ended up doing all right, he said hit him up in about 10 minutes. All right, we'll get you. All right, cool, we'll do that.
I will say, I'll be honest. I watching that date night. They were talking about Halo, and MAGG was probably the only one that I really agreed with when it came to Halo Infinite campaign.
Well,
they were making my blood pressure go up.
Yeah.
Well,
no disrespect to the other guys.
Maybe I should.
Maybe, and like you said, I'm saying something very controversial. I get it, but I was like, come on, dude. He went boom, 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 and then bam.
Boom, boom, and
boom, 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 and then bam. That's after the show.
It's all good though.
Oh my god, I disappeared.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
You booted already. That's quick.
Yeah.
I was trying to do something. I was trying to see if I could preload. Hold on, there's a studio mode. I was trying to preload I was trying to preload MAGG. So like I could be the super magic again. So I was just trying to be I'm trying to up my host game because I really suck. So I'm trying to up my game here.
Real quick, little self plug here. Did anybody see the show with when we had Asma on as our special guest?
Yes.
Yes.
I saw part of that. Yeah. I did not see all of it, but I saw enough of it.
Were you there for when Princess Zelda was reading her?
Oh yes.
I missed that.
Yeah. That's yeah. You missed that, man.
You got to go back and play it. You got to go back and hear it. It is the timestamps are in the description.
Song of Iron, but it make you a little dirty about playing.
You gotta listen to it. I gotta say, Princess Zelda knocked it out of the park. That reading.
All right, I'm gonna go back.
It embarrassed Phasma, right? She couldn't even she's like, how do I follow that?
Poor Phasma. I said, hey, Phasma, do you want to read some of your own things that way? And she goes, no, not like that. She turned red. I love Phasma. She's fantastic. She was a great first guest.
She is great.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get her on one of these days. Talk to her because she's got a lot of great knowledge too. That's what we like. It's what we like. We find is that we have people have great knowledge in this kind of circle that we have here, and it's a lot of fun.
It is.
It's a lot of fun to just sit, talk games, and enjoy, and even debate a little bit because I have a feeling I have a feeling you won't. Might not be as happy with me at the end of the show as you are now.
Mike, are we not going to be friends anymore after this show?
I might lose. We might lose subscribers.
Oh no!
No, it's so while we're waiting on MAGG, what have we all been playing this week? So what we're gonna do is I had. One of the topics I wanted to talk about tonight is YouTube and their inane streaming rules, but we'll table that and start with Halo since we'll have we'll be all fired up for it, and then no one will care what I have to say about YouTube at the end, so it'll be okay. So hey, Mega Mike, Jesse, Darby, what's up, boys, brothers? How you guys doing tonight?
Hold on, gentlemen.
Oh, I love that name.
Which one?
Annihilator 83.
Niall, where's Niall?
Oh,
hey,
Niall.
Niall.
That's our buddy Niall.
That's our brother Niall. He's one of our NLG. He's actually one of our NLG streamers. So he is a member of the group. So
there you go.
And we have promised Niall some Back for Blood this weekend, and it just so happens that I think we're gonna get rained out from going to Hershey Park on Saturday. So we'll be here, and we could do some Back for Blood with Niall. So we did promise him. We did.
We did.
And we're men of our word. and we're gonna get Niall in for some. See, that's right, Myke, Mega Myke, Relic's son. He's ready for Halo. I know. So
yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
Been ready. I was ready as soon as Halo 5 ended.
So what have we been up to this week, play wise? What have we been doing? So Chris, what have you been doing this week?
Lots of Prey. I know I'm close to the end. And what's cool about the game is that I think I have a couple choices how I want the end to play out. So, you know, it makes it hard because you're like, who do I trust, and you know, how I want to play this out. So that game just gets better and better the further I go, and I really love the way Arcane did this game, and now I want to go play Dishonored 2. I'm not sure about the first one. I'm not sure if I have to. If anybody plays those, do I have to play the first one for the second one? But and you know, I was talking to I don't know if I was talking to BACfromthedead or I think Invader, but it gives me even more excitement for when Red the new game that they're coming next year. What is it?
What was it called? Redfall?
Redfall. And in that game, so Arcane has a pretty cool way of using mechanics as far as typical weapons, but then also you have this other ability where you have like powers that you can use and then expand those throughout the game. So yeah, I'm really loving it, and if I want to have a category for, let's say, maybe we should at the end of the year have a category for backlog game of the year. Prey would be mine.
No, yeah, backlog game of the year.
And then of course, us three with Back and Nick, playing some Back 4 Blood, and that was great. I really liked that game, and now I want to get back into it and unlock some of the cards and just have fun. It's challenging,
Now this is the Prey, the one that's on the moon, right?
It's on a space station.
Space station, that's right.
In orbit. So I tell you what, that it's an open world. You have the freedom to go out in and out of the space station. You're out spacewalking, and there are a couple of things. There's like a space shuttle you see it out in a little bit of distance. You can head out that way. It's a great game, and really challenging. And you leave one area, you take out some of the mimics and the bigger guys, and then you come back. You're like, so if you add more alien powers to yourself,
mm-hmm.
then the aliens will hunt you. They send a hunter. So that sometimes that can be challenging. So yeah, I can't say enough how great that game is, and I wish I had played it when it first came out. So, and right. Project Jets just told me he has to play Dishonored 1 first, so I guess I'll do that at some point. Nice. And then I also said that too. So
yeah, Dishonored is fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Still need to play that as well as Prey, even though it's been in my catalog for a long, long time.
Same.
Yes.
Very much same.
Hey, what's up, Wandering Dutch? Just popped in.
Our brother Wandering Dutch. Princess Zelda, welcome. It's good to have a great chat room. Yeah, great chat rooms are the building blocks of a good show, man. Makes us feel good. So.
Sometimes I've thought about measuring my backlog, like literally stacking the games on top of each other to see how tall my backlog would be. Because Prey and other games like it are, Bethesda games are on my backlog that I want to play. And I just get enthralled into other games.
That's a good problem.
Next thing you know, you've spent 113 hours playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, and you haven't played it much else in the whole week. For the whole year.
And that's why I'm not playing those games. Like, I remember I went back and finished up out of my backlog Sleeping Dogs, right?
Yeah.
2.5 weeks later. You know, because once I get started on a game like that, I have to do all the side missions first.
Yes.
And then I do every side mission I can do until I can't do them anymore and have to go through the main mission to progress.
And then you're like super strong.
Right. And so
OP,
that's
but...
yeah, and so that's why I'm afraid to start up. Like, the whole Yakuza series is on Game Pass at this point. I'm afraid to we are getting an incoming transmission.
Uh-oh.
We're getting an incoming call.
Should block it.
Check one.
Oh
There
boy.
The chef is in to make us bologna sandwiches.
I hear sound.
Oh, I'm here. I'm just I got to turn down the volume. It's out of control loud. Can you guys hear me just fine?
I would like a cheeseburger and a medium fry.
Is that what I sound like?
No, you actually sound fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're good then.
We are good.
Yes.
All right. Groovy.
Hey,
hold on.
how
Let me
you
turn my camera on.
Yes, and then because I prepped for this.
The MAGG has brought his loudspeaker.
All right, hold on. By the power of OBS.
Oh,
I was
that's
so
mad.
close. I was so damn close. Hold on. No, we're going back.
That was pretty magical, though.
I was so damn close. So damn close. Hold on. I forgot the one. Important part, and that's to put him in as put his camera into Skype. The Skype camera in there. God damn it, I suck.
It's almost Halloween. The MAGG is actually a ghost.
No, not yet.
It's actually a ghost.
I'm a demon.
All right, hold on. And
Wow, there it is.
a winner is me.
Ooh, there
MAGG.
he is.
Hi guys. Hi everybody. How's it going tonight?
Good. How you doing? It's
I am
great.
doing wonderful. Yes.
Great. It's great to
And,
see you.
I just sat down to have a drink. I turn on the fire. I kick up my feet, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay. I'm gonna come on the show. Why the hell not? Yeah. Why not?
Oh, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. So I got to go back and finish watching the rest of Gaming After Dark.
It was pretty wild.
That's what I heard. I mean, the beginning. I mean, the first half of it was great.
Oh yeah.
It was a good show.
Yeah, I just got to get the last part.
I wasn't able to listen live, but
it was good. Rand is always. I got to tell you something. Rand is first of all, he's an incredible guy, and second of all, he's just down with the jokes. Like he's not one of those, like, you know, the guy's got like 100,000 subscribers and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And he's not uppity at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just gets right down into it. He has a good time. He's fun. But Rand and I actually talk all the time. Actually, we talk privately quite a bit, actually. So it's, we're slowly becoming friends.
For some tips and tricks how to get to a million.
You've made it. You know the man. You know the man with the million. It's like, you know.
I know the man with a million. Yes. You know, it's funny. It's like when you get in circles like that, right? You start talking to him or whatever else, and all of a sudden you're on Xbox, like in a game chat, and all of a sudden you're sitting there, and all of a sudden you're like, "What's going on, guys?" And you're like, "Dealer?" And then all of a sudden Dealer shows up, and then Colt shows up, and you're like, "What am I doing here? I'm not even in the same league as these guys." But it's amazing fun. But it's great. Yeah.
Hey,
it's
just
great.
wait till that one chat when you hear the sultry voice of Phil Spencer. Then you'll.
I've spoken to Phil Spencer.
Oh.
Yes.
Man, the MAGG.
No, I'm choosing my words carefully. Yeah,
let me sip with my pinky on this.
Yeah, no, we've actually exchanged some conversations back and forth, and
nice.
we've actually emailed each other back and forth here and there a little bit, but it's actually pretty cool. Like the first time he ever responded to me, because I actually I asked him a question, and I asked him about doing a guest spot on a show. I can't talk about which one, but because they're my God, the security around that guy is insane. They're like all of a sudden, like you're talking to him, all of a sudden, like.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
I was trying to type
and all of a
in
sudden, like, I'm his handler, and I'm like, his handler? It's like, what is he, a Disney princess? What the hell is this? What is this, Tiger King? Like, it's like the handler for the Tigers, and I'm like, okay, but yeah, he's actually a really cool guy, whatever. But in the position he is in now, it's not like he doesn't just chop it up with everybody anymore, because he's got to be careful what he says. The guy can say literally one wrong word, and it's all over the news, right? I mean,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's not the same. It's not the same when he was like back when he was a developer and he was working, and you know what I mean? Like, it's a little different now, but it's hard to get a hold of him. But either way, we're here, guys. Let's have a great time. Yeah, I obviously can't be here all night for the 7-hour extravaganza, but
well, that's why we're going down to the Halo stuff first, so that those who have to roll out and then listen to us boringly talk about YouTube and their bullshit and Sony and Sony. I mean, we could sum up Sony's state of play in like 5 seconds. They could have tweeted that shit out, but I have trailers and stuff. They did show some great stuff. We're gonna talk about it a little later because they did show some cool stuff. So I we talk about the games and we can critique the actual thing later. But since we're all here, and since we're all raring to go, and I got excellent Halo folks around me, all around me. We got to talk about this this campaign trailer, because so for some of us, that's the meat and potatoes of Halo. That's what we come for. Not all of us are, young sprites that can hang with the multiplayer anymore. So, this is where it's at. So,
since the beginning, Halo was about
let me turn it down a little bit so we can kind of talk over it.
Protecting humanity.
It's all about that solo campaign. Who needs?
I love this
look,
by the way, the original purple color she has with. If you fast forward to later, she has the Halo 5R look on her.
Yes.
With the purple hologram. I love that. I love that update that she's purple. Back to her OG color.
Yeah, true. Now, we have a new mission. All right. What's down there? So, I think I'm gonna let you guys go first, because, I mean, I got a couple things to say that.
Bring it, Myke.
But I want the positivity first. Bring the positivity.
Go with the positivity.
Go with the positivity. No, I mean, sorry. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me back up a step. I'm not going to be hellfire and brimstone, but there's a couple of things that are a little concerning to me of the direction they're going with the campaign. So I will voice that after I yield the floor to you fine gentlemen. So who wants to go first?
Well, let Axel and then MAGG.
All right, that sounds good. Axel?
By the way, Axel, before you say a damn word, okay? Before you say a single word, hold on a second.
Let me hear. I
know where you live. When I first got here, well, before I got here, I just got home, and I just turned on the podcast, and I saw you in there, and I was just typing, I love Axel's show on Friday night, and in the middle of the sentence, you called me a scumbag. Right when I was halfway through writing, I love Axel's Friday night show. And then you say something like that. So now I think I might take it back. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see how the show goes.
So to be fair, he said scum mag.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Yeah, you know, because I almost threw up on a Gaming After Dark, and everybody's calling me Gag. So,
oh
like,
God!
What
is it with
anyway,
you
sorry,
guys?
Axel,
Hold on.
Go ahead. Halo.
Wait. What is it? Hold on. Whoa. What is it with you guys and your bodily functions? It's you. It's Nufinous farts. It's you. You almost throwing up. What? If Titan pees his pants during a show, you'll have the trifecta.
Well, he almost did the other day, but you know, let me tell you something very quickly. The problem, what happened last week, I almost threw up again on the show because Rand was on, right? You know, he's infamous. He famously does not like mayonnaise, right? So as Tony Baloney, I pulled out an entire jar of mayonnaise and I took a tablespoon. I'm not joking. If you watch the show, you watch the Tony Baloney clip. You saw it?
Oh, I gotta catch this up.
So I said, "This is what's happening now, Rand," and I literally scooped a tablespoon of mayonnaise. I put it on a Triscuit and I ate the whole thing. And I swallowed it. And about 4 minutes later, I kind of had to go off camera because I almost threw up. Anyways, sorry, Axel, Halo, go ahead. I'll shut up now.
Hold on. I gotta breathe. I gotta hold it back now. Just imagining mayonnaise is.
Mayonnaise is lovely if you do it properly, just not what I did.
Right.
Mayonnaise
like
done properly is called Miracle Whip.
Right. Oh, see now, I like Miracle Whip. Don't slander Miracle Whip.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I like Miracle Whip too.
Half the calories.
That's just awful.
Half the calories.
I like both.
Dude, you can't look this svelte on mayonnaise. All right, I'm just saying.
I'm drinking beer, Myke, and I still look fantastic. Mind you, it's sugar-free beer, by the way. I just like to add that in there.
What?
And there's no carbs.
What?
Yeah, I got sugar-free. It's sugar-free. It's carb-free beer. It's made by it's a Canadian company named Sleeman.
So it's water. You're drinking water.
Dude, it gets you drunk and it's fantastic. And it keeps you skinny.
All right, you're gonna have to DM me that shit afterwards.
1 part of alcohol, 5 parts of water, and some hops.
Sleeman.
All right. So Halo.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Halo.
Oh yeah, that's right. Halo.
Minus the mayonnaise.
Okay. So
mayonnaise cheese.
I loved everything I saw personally because. So did anybody here go to Halo Outpost Discovery? Anybody?
No.
No.
No? Oh man, I thought you guys were fans. All right. Well, I traveled the 4 hours to my closest Halo Outpost Discovery when it came here, and inside of it they had an experience. Right? It was called The Ring. And it was basically a blow-up planetarium. You know what those are, right? When you were a little kid, except this one's much bigger. And they were real strict. No cameras, no lights, no nothing. Like all you could do is just enjoy the show. And when I watched this Halo Outpost Discovery, and I'm watching this trailer now, I can see why they said no lights, no cameras, no anything, because a lot of what is there is here. And it was on Halo Outpost Discovery in much more detail than it is here. So I believe what we're watching here on this trailer is maybe the first third of what the game is. So in Halo Outpost Discovery, they show the structure of the up of the ring where it's organic and life and stuff. Underneath the ring where there's millions of sentinels maintaining the ring. You can come out the side of out of a side duct in the ring. And you can see these hexagonal honeycomb shapes going on there on the outside. And then basically it's the metal structure of the ring, the unorganic structure of the ring, and that they obviously layered it with organic structure. And it also had other biomes. It had desert biomes in this ride. It had an ice biome. So like there's literally a little planet inside this ring that they showed us. And so when I'm looking at this and all I see is the forest biome and forest biome and forest biome, I'm hoping, because everybody's saying that it's open world and all this other stuff, I think it's more hub world, but if it's open world, it's even better. But if it's open world, you know, they're going to have different biomes. And that's what I'm hoping for on it. But I do like everything I saw. I especially like the smoothness of the action. Halo has always been more about gameplay than anything else. I almost feel like, I don't know, Halo could almost have Minecraft graphics and still be just as enjoyable because it's always been about the gameplay, about the shooting. When you're thinking about Halo, you're thinking about the king of first-person shooters, and there's hundreds of first-person shooters out there, and not very many stand up to how Halo plays, the way the guns feel, the way that they respond, the way they reload, the way you feel when you're shooting. A lot of people that aren't Halo gamers, they don't know how to kill somebody with a shield. In the original Halo Combat Evolved, there was no such thing as headshots. There was visor shots. If you wanted to kill another Spartan, you had to shoot him in the visor. It wasn't good enough to shoot him in the head. And so on this Halo, when you see the Sangheili, you're taking a lot of damage in the trailer, especially to the head, it's because you got to shoot that guy right where the opening of that armor is, which is the visor. And that's always been Halo. Same thing when he shoots the brute in the back of the head, it knocks off the helmet. Any other shooter, that would have been an instant death, but not in Halo. Halo's always been about, you got to shoot the open spot. And you got to have tight shooting mechanics in it. And just this part that just passed by, where all the explosions are going off as you're dropping in and causing even more explosions, that's a fantastic view. That's a fantastic engine. I can't wait to experience it. And then, of course, they showed the Jackal, and I started having flashbacks to Halo 2 Legendary. Just about broke down in tears and started, got into the, that what's that position when you're crying position?
The fetal position.
Fetal position, yeah. Because those Jackals are no joke. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And they look fantastic. I love that the Jackals have an armor on their head now as well. They've never really had that. I love that the Ungoi, the grunts, look both comical and menacing at the same time. And I especially love the one-shot camera that they're going to be doing on Halo. I saw a movie not too long ago, 1917. Anybody else see that one?
Not yet.
No, I have not seen that.
1917 was all done one shot, single shot, just like this. And it definitely tells the story in a very different, more personal way than cutscenes do. So, and that's another reason why I think they got rid of the co-op in the campaign, is because they needed to tell that story first. And I just love the randomness of it. I love that you saw this Warthog. He could just drive off a cliff.
Yeah.
And there's something there to drive off into. In the old Halos, you drive off the cliff and you were basically dying.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And here he's fighting in corridors. Halo did turn into a corridor shooter in the later levels, some of them. So you got your corridor shooting, you got your open world mission 2 in the Halo Combat Evolved. You have different objectives. You got to take out these outposts, and you got to upgrade your armor, and there's just not much to hate. Now, I know everybody's complaining about the graphics because, it's not next gen, blah, 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 blah. I could pause any game. Give me any next gen game, any current gen game, I don't care what game it is, and find something bad in it. The truth is, games don't run one frame every 25 minutes that it takes you to find a bad frame. They run this one's going to run at 60 frames per second on my Xbox, and that's going to be so great and smooth. The grapple hook is just adding so much dynamic combat to it that Halo's never had, especially not in a campaign. You've never been able to upgrade your armor. Basically, in the old Halos, the way you came is the way you were. Your upgrades came in the vehicles or the gun you had. If you found a broken gun, if you were running double needlers or something back in Halo 2. So this one is more sandboxy, which is what Halo has always been famous for, is the sandbox. And they added the sandbox to the first player campaign, which is fantastic. I love it. I love this shot in the Banshee. You can see the broken pieces of the Halo ring. They're fighting on that edge. where those honeycomb pieces are. And, you know, obviously the organic layer has been basically destroyed off them. So obviously they're just metal. I love the new characters. If you look at the lore, you know, the Spartan Hunter, Urgot, is not new to the lore, to those of us who know it. He's been part of the Hand of Aatrox, since Aatrox was introduced. And Escharon and Hyperion, hopefully we get to see Hyperion. I really hope we get to see Hyperion. We'll be able to take on the rest of the Hand of Aatrox and free Zeta Halo from its oppression. I can't wait. Everything that they show me, I'm excited for. The little humor is talk that Master Chief and the Weapon are having. I love that. There's just not much. There's not much to not love about it. If a texture keeps you from enjoying a game, I don't know what to tell you. I haven't been able to play a recent game that has perfect textures. You know, you look at a game, and I'm only going to use this as an example. I'm not really ragging on it because I do like the game. If you look at Final Fantasy VII, when it came out, everybody was saying, "Oh, it's so great, it's so great," but the doors were all low textures. Nobody complained about the doors, but they complained about some textures, facial textures on Halo Infinite. And of course, it's much better now since the delay, and I'm glad they delayed it. It definitely needed it. And I love all the directions they're going on it. And I hope that those of us who are really into the lore, that this stays true to the lore and moves the story forward in an appropriate way. So I am very excited for Halo.
All that just to say you're very excited for Halo.
Hey, you know what? You can express your unexcitement however you want, Myke, you hater.
Oh man! So this is why we had you on, Axel. So, MAGG, you try to follow that.
Shout out to Noof. He's in the chat.
Yeah,
yes, he is.
Noof is in the chat.
Oh, speaking of Noof, by the way, I just wanted to point this out. Actually, in a couple of weeks, Noof is going to be heading to Niagara Falls on the Canadian side, obviously, for a convention. And guess who's going down to meet him? In the flesh. That's right. So myself and my wife. My wife is coming down too because she's more excited than I am. Immediately when I told her, she's like, "I'm booking the hotel." I'm like, "Jesus, honey, relax." But okay, cool.
Is she that excited to smell one of his farts or what?
Well, yeah, I guess that's gonna happen. Yeah, so we're we got a hotel.
Noof and you meet like 4 characters, so you know.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them. Yeah, so I'm meeting Noof in the flesh, man. It's gonna be exciting. So we're staying in Niagara Falls for just a night and whatever, and we're gonna hang out and whatever, and so it should be pretty awesome. But anyways, that's besides the point.
Nice.
But yes, sorry, Myke. What were we gonna ask?
No, that's okay. No. We what was it? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? 2 years ago. We stayed on the Canadian side of Niagara Falls. It was great.
Yeah,
it was expensive as shit, but it was great.
Yeah.
Oh.
Welcome to Canada, baby. You want free healthcare? You got to pay for it.
Yeah, I don't even live there.
You're paying for my healthcare, okay?
Right. So it's like the United States.
Thanks,
okay.
Myke.
All right, next. All right, so Halo. I don't know how you're gonna follow Axel on this, but go ahead. I'm just teasing, by the way.
Excuse me. Okay, Halo. Let me tell you something. First of all, there's something that this war, and I'm not talking about a console war, okay? It's something that I've been talking about for about a year and a half now, is that the competition, so to speak, in order to win the generation, even though they all win at the end of the day because they're all making millions and billions of dollars, right? But the thing is, the number one thing is mindshare. Mindshare is what wins a generation, okay? PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, right? PlayStation 3 had some extraordinary games, and then they had amazing first-party games, whatever else. But who had the mindshare? The mindshare was Xbox, right? Even though by the end of the generation, they basically sold the same amount of consoles, give or take, okay? But the mindshare was Xbox. Xbox One lost it, okay? Obviously PS4, whatever. But now, fast forward to now, and now look at this situation here. I want to ask you guys a question. Who's talking about Call of Duty Vanguard right now? Anybody?
Nope, not me.
Nobody.
The emails that I get.
Mooch, he's the what's that?
I got emails about it, and that's the only thing that I hear about it.
Who's talking about it on podcasts? Who's talking about it on GameSpot, IGN, Kotaku, and all these other places? Nobody. Who's talking about Battlefield?
Well, nobody's talking about Battlefield because that beta sucked. I mean, come on.
Yeah, the beta was yeah, I didn't like it either. I actually canceled my pre-order and I bought Guardians of the Galaxy instead because I had a lot of big guys all telling me, say, yo, you got to get this game. And I'm like, all right. So Battlefield can wait. That's going to wait till Game Pass in, I'm thinking February or March of 2022. But anyway, that's besides the point. The thing is, when you have the battle of the first-person shooter in this fall season, you know, everybody was like, holy mackerel, guys. This is like earlier this year. Everybody's going, Call of Duty, Battlefield 6, which is what it was called back then, and Halo. They're all going against each other. Halo won't stand a chance or whatever, right? Who's talking about Call of Duty or Battlefield? Nobody. Even the PlayStation podcasts are talking about Halo. Everybody's talking. The haters, the Pegasus Nation are talking about Halo 7 days a week. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of way back in the day, for any of us old enough, which is basically all of us, right? Remember Howard Stern when he was first becoming huge in the 90s?
No, I don't remember, actually. Maybe I'm not old enough.
Stop it, Axel. You know who he is. But anyway,
I know who he is, but I don't remember when he was in the 90s.
By the 90s, when he was getting I know, I drink a lot. I don't remember what happened last week, but it doesn't matter. The thing is, I still remember stuff that happened in the 90s.
Go watch the movie Private Parts.
Exactly. Thank you. That'll tell you the whole story. What did they actually, funny you mentioned that. What did they say in the movie? And it actually happened in real life. They said, Howard is number one. Why? Because the people who love him want to hear what he says next. He's also number one because the people who hate him are listening to him because they want to hear what he has to say next, right? So you see what I'm saying? It's the same idea with Halo. You've got the Xbox community, you've got the casual community, you're all talking about Halo, and even the toxic, I'm not talking about regular PlayStation fans. I have tons of people now on my PlayStation 5 who are great people, okay? But I'm talking about the toxic guys. Even they're talking about Halo. So what have they done? They've won the mindshare. And then when they released this trailer, okay, the latest trailer when they showed the campaign and everything else, they solidified the fact that they have won 2021, okay, in the shooter category and in the mindshare category. So that's the first thing I saw. Second thing I saw, which I found was really interesting, was that, first of all, I like the pilot idea of, you know, they showed him a bunch of times in all those different trailers over the last, 2 years, right? And you finally know what this guy's doing, okay? Because you're like, what is this guy doing? He's just hanging out, cracking stupid jokes and whatever, just okay. But he's basically like if anybody who's played Far Cry 6, he's basically like the Juan Castillo of of Halo. When you need something, he's there. He's got his little store, most likely. You could probably get better weapons, better gear, or whatever, right? And then he drops the transportation if you want to use any of that to be able to get through the open world or whatever. I don't think it's going to be complete open world. I think it's going to be hub worlds, kind of like what Axel was talking about. Now, the thing is, so I see him kind of like that. It's like, hey, get here, I got a new car for you. That kind of thing. And he's basically like that character, right? So he'll be sort of like your central hub before you go out and hit the real world, right? I like that. It's sort of like it showed that that's exactly what his function in the game is. The other thing I liked was also the, what was it? Oh, they showed Craig instantly, front and center, right there, staring the camera down in the face saying, this is what's up. This is what we got now, right? And they could at least, even for a big corporation, they took it on the chin and they took it like a champ, saying, yeah, we screwed up. This is what we've done. So they fixed that character, right? So, I mean, and that's exactly why they put him front and center, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that was there he, no, sorry, that's not him, but.
That's true.
That's right. So, so they should center saying, hey, guys, we've really worked on this game or whatever, right? The other thing that I did find interesting, this is a side note beside the trailer, is that, some people were saying, oh, how's this going to perform on the lowest performing machines and everything else? Well, do I have some news for you? The news is, we should know this anyway, is that Xbox has already been talking about cloud streaming from Xbox Series X server blades on the old consoles. And when does that start? Surprise! It starts in December. What else comes out in December? Right? There aren't any last-gen versions of this game. That is my hot take for the day, for the week, for the month, for the rest of the year. There is no last-gen version of this game. If you are playing on an Xbox One or an Xbox One S, you will be streaming from the Xbox Series X server blades. They said it's launching in the first week of December, and Halo's launching in the first week of December. This can't be a coincidence. Okay, you don't have to be Kojak to figure this out. Okay, this is obviously why they're doing it.
You have to explain to Axel who Kojak is, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, there he is. Look at him, front and center. Look at that beautiful face. Look at that beautiful.
He got a makeover.
All right, hold on,
looking wonderful.
Hold on.
Actually, the beard, he's kind of looking like Fastback a bit there.
Hey, Mike, can you see the screen I'm sharing?
Oh yeah, I can see him. I see him front and center.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're right, Magg, because they, everybody was making fun of Craig when they first showed Halo campaign demo.
Right.
And Xbox and 343 just took it and went with it and had fun with it.
Yeah.
Just like they did when they were making, there were memes about the Series X look, and it looked like a refrigerator. Well, here we are. We're able to buy a mini fridge, Series X mini fridge here in December.
Right, so, exactly. So like they're open to like, they're open to like anything. They're open to obviously criticism and everything else. Panda's up. I see you in the chat, and yes, I have a great voice for video. I know that. Anyways, just kidding. But I do a lot of videos. You just got to find them on YouTube, and they're actually
or on Twitter. Or on Twitter, where some of the funniest stuff is.
Yeah, that's where I post my stuff, because I don't know. I kind of got this thing with YouTube. I just whatever. Anyway, that's a whole other story.
And that was one of our topics tonight. Don't go anywhere after we talk Halo. Okay. Anyway, so well,
hold on. I got more for you.
Okay, but just so you, General Spartan made a comment that said the issue with xCloud is that people with shitty internet aren't going to be able to stream the game. He does have a point there.
He does have a point. Yes.
He does have a point.
However, I would imagine that most people, this is a big assumption, but I would imagine that most people who are playing on a console or whatever, playing online, would have at least decent internet. Decent enough that like the heavy lifting would be coming from the Microsoft side, not from your side.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. You only need 15 megs to get a decent signal.
Yeah. What the hell is that noise? It sounds like someone's popping those little, those packing bubbles?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I think Chris is doing a wax job over there.
Surprise package. I don't even know what it is.
Oh. It sounded like those packing bubbles, you get like when you buy like a whatever, and you're just like pop, 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 pop. My kids do that stuff on the floor. Okay, so here's my other thing I was thinking about. A lot of people were talking about, when you watch that trailer, they're like, oh, is that Locke's helmet sitting on the side of that dude's shoulder or whatever?
Yeah,
yeah. Sorry, Axel, I don't remember all their damn names, okay? But yeah, you fill me in on the names. I just call him the dude, all right? The dude's shoulder.
The ugly dude.
And like, I've been playing Halo for 20 years. I still don't even know the names of the ship. I'm like, what is it called? A flamingo, a pelican? I'm like, what the hell am I talking about here? But anyways, I just don't know what they're called. But anyhow, they're talking about that. They're like, what happened to Locke? What's going on with Locke? What's going on with this? Why is Chief floating in space? How did he get there? He wasn't there at the end of Halo 5. Okay, so how did we get to this point? This is what I'm thinking is going to happen. This is my gut feeling in the campaign. What I think it's going to do, I think it's going to start exactly how we saw with with the dude there, whatever. He wipes off the windshield, and there you go. You got Chief there, and then they're going to go down to that ring. They're going to start doing the thing, doing all the story. However, I think that the way that they're going to flesh out the story, like the sides of the story, the beginnings, the epilogue, the prologue, the side this, the side that, what happened to Locke, why is Locke's helmet on that dude's shoulder, and this and that, right? I think they're going to flesh that out Destiny style or Assassin's Creed style. Like, for example, like if you get, you go to like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, HTK, I know you played a lot of it, okay? You know when you go off to like Asgard, and you're like a different character, and you got a little mini map and a whole separate little story going on.
Yeah, you lose your eye, and then you come back.
Exactly. So what I think that I'm going to call those, I'm calling those warp moments. Okay, where you kind of warp off into a different thing. It doesn't affect the open world that you're in, okay? But it's a side thing that fleshes out the story and gives you more of the backstory as to how you got to this position. So I'm thinking what they may do is exactly that. I think that there'll be like little areas and be like, do you wish to go here? And then all of a sudden you'll go over there, and then you find out you might play as Locke in like in another little hub world for like 2 or 3 hours, and then you get that story. And then maybe you're going to go through another hub, another one that did it like Mount Olympus and like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Same idea, right? You went off to like Mount Olympus and you did all this stuff, and Zeus is hanging around and all this stuff, and you know, whatever, and you do all that. But it didn't affect the main story. But what it did do is it gave you all that supplemental material in order to flesh out the story so you can understand how you got here and how this all kind of came to be. So without interrupting the narrative flow of the main story and getting too convoluted. That's what I think they're going to do. And I think that they're going to do it not all immediately. They're not going to hammer you in the balls like right in one shot and go, here it is. They're going to do this over the course of many years. Okay? So they'll drop that little hint about Locke's helmet. You might not see what happened to Locke until next October when season 3 launches, and then they'll open up that little hub. And then they'll open up another hub about the beginning of how this. Obviously, something happens on Earth at some point too, because I think was it one of the multiplayer maps on Earth? I think.
Destiny, yeah, isn't it? Yeah,
something like that. So this is where I think it's going. So that's where you get the Destiny model in there, where they can actually start, you know, like I said, fleshing out this story in all these different areas and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And then I think that that's how they're going to operate. And that's how they're going to be able to continue to come up with all these different, all this different material that they can use to keep the game fresh, keep gamers involved, and of course, keep the community up, right? And the, you know, and the engagement numbers up. And that's how they do it in Destiny, and that's how it seems to work. And then, of course, I think they'll flesh it out even more, where you might end up on another Halo ring. Maybe you're going to end up on Earth. Maybe another planet later on, 2-3 years from now, this and that. And then all of a sudden, you're going to have this monster. So, I mean, hence the name, for Christ's sake. It's called Infinite. That's the idea, right? It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. So that's where I see it's going, and that's what I got from the trailer. I got a very good Far Cry vibe from the trailer as well. You know, getting the outposts and the little, you know, the forts and all that kind of stuff, or the bases and this and that. I could see that. I could see that actually playing out much better in co-op, where you might get that Borderlands style vibe, minus like the looter shooter stuff. I mean the looter stuff, but certainly the shooter stuff. But I can see that you having a hell of a lot more fun in co-op in that open world. Of course, I'm going to go in there and play it when it comes out day one. However, I think I might have a hell of a lot better time if I'm bumbling around this map with other friends and say, hey guys, let's go take this down or whatever, right? So I could see that. Anyways, long story longer. I think that the game is going to be magnificent. I think that all this other stuff is just people just turning, you know, molehills into mountains for no reason whatsoever, because, you know, let's face it, anybody on the other side of the fence who's bitching and complaining about Halo and this and that, you got nothing to play. That's why you have lots of time on your hands. So that's why. So anyways.
It's a good thing we're not that kind of podcast.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. That's what I'm talking the toxic guys only, not the regular guys.
I know.
The regular guys.
Well, thankfully, the toxic guys don't watch our show because we're boring. So that's all good.
No. Hey, we got a mass hole in the chat. We're good.
Oh, we do. We got a mass hole in the chat. Mass hole 1977.
By the way, Masshole, I did fall for the FOMO, buddy. I bought Guardians of the Galaxy. I had way too many people tell me it was good, so sorry. I had to go for it. And
by the way, when you said it says Infinite, I honest to God did think of Infinite. So, you know, Infin 3T, you know, Mag.
Dude, I just say hi to him on the air. I'm like, hi, Infinite. It's so much easier than have to spell his bloody name.
Okay,
why did you have to put a 3 in there?
All right, I got to tell you this really quickly. There's a guy that hangs out in chat rooms and some of the other like retro channels that I watch. His name is Control V, something or other, CTRLV, and that's what I was calling him. Eat Control V, EAT Control V. That's his name. And I would call him that for a while. And somebody finally said to me, you know his name is Eat Paste, right? Son of a bitch. So, yeah, that was pretty good.
That's great. Some people have such fantastic games.
So, Mag, you're so weak. Well, welcome, asshole. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Because I almost bought, what the hell was that game that came out? The one that's coming to Xbox next year came out for PlayStation in September. Deathloop, right?
Oh, yeah. How is Deathloop?
I was talking about. Well, I wanted to get it, and I'm like, I want to get this game. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it, but I was thinking about it. Masshole was all over me in the chat. He's like, don't do it, man. Don't fall for the FOMO. Don't fall for the FOMO. And first of all, because I'm 46 years old, I actually had to look out what FOMO meant. And then I realized my entire life I've always felt FOMO, fear of missing out, in case anybody else in the chat is old and doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about.
That's new to me. Yeah. Okay, now I know. Okay.
Yeah, well, I bought Guardians, so there, okay? Haven't turned it on yet, though.
All right. All right. Peter, Chris, who wants to go next?
Mag. The only thing is, it's kind of funny because you mentioned about like playing it in the cloud and stuff, and I had a conversation with Relic Gamer on Discord, and this was about Starfield. It's like, oh, is it coming to the One or the One X and stuff? And my comment was like, well, it's probably using xCloud and just on the Series S and X only as native. So it might be too soon for this game. I mean, sure, if you want to do the watch the best version, then yes. But we'll definitely have it on the the regular One and One X and One S.
I just don't know. I mean, that's just a hot take of mine.
No,
but
yeah.
the timing is awfully strange, isn't it?
If you look at the promotional material, it says Xbox PC Cloud right on there for Halo Infinite.
Well, yeah. I mean, we knew it was coming to the cloud. Yeah.
But I mean, the timing is so. I mean, it just seemed way too coincidental that they're both coming out the same time.
Yeah.
Like, and they had an extra year and a half to work on this game. Maybe they got to the point where guys, we can't do this. You know what I mean? We can't do it on the Xbox One without a little bit of help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just a thought. Like I said, I might be wrong.
Maybe it's a hybrid,
Maybe a hybrid. Who the hell knows what these wizards are up to, right? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's just a thought. I might be wrong. Unlikely. But anyways, it's possible. Ask my wife. I'm never wrong.
It makes sense, and I've thought of that before because it's like, they're the ones who jumped ahead and got the beta out there and started having a lot of us test out the xCloud, and over time it's improved, and they've made great strides to the point, and I think it was great for them to have Halo delayed so that they could get to this point where now xCloud can be on the consoles around that time, and it does help they want to get as many people to play their games and on multiple devices and many ways as they can. And so now having cloud there, those who can't, jump on the new gen, especially because, there's limited supply, and, for fund reasons or whatever, well, people are not limited. Now they can enjoy these newer games, whether you want to call them next gen or whatever, but they can enjoy them through the cloud, either on mobile or on their older consoles. It's great because you're keeping more people in the ecosystem going further, until people are ready to, either play it on PC or upgrade to the newer consoles. So,
what if it's meant for the PC crowd that everybody supposedly have a huge gaming rig, but
of course,
apparently that's not.
No, you're right.
Not even close.
So,
hey, you want
consoles and
Halo?
People don't have. Yeah, people don't have a higher, running a PC. Even the PCs, people are having a hard time getting graphic cards, right? And CPUs, So the cloud is going to help alleviate a lot of those issues. So,
well, it's not only that. I mean, it's going to keep, like you were saying, Fastback. It's going to keep engagement up, which is key, and it's going to keep those Xbox Game Pass subscribers in.
Yep.
Right?
So
because they're
that's
not going to subscribe if they can't. You know what I'm saying? They're going to cancel it if they can't play.
Yeah, that's why. So that's why the, you know, we heard that while growth was, you know, great for Game Pass, it didn't hit the targets that, you know, the executives get paid for. But
yeah,
you know, which is,
Yeah, well,
I mean, that's a whole. That's a whole.
said
I
it's
know. I'm not.
Launch,
They do that at
no,
my
it's-
job too. They're like, you know, where I work, the corporation I work with, right, outside of this gaming world, and they're like, oh well, if you guys hit these targets, there's a bonus. And I was like, go. I won't even say. I can't even say it. I saved that for a Tuesday night when I told them. But I was just like, are you guys crazy? That's completely unrealistic. And they knew, and they know that you can't hit those goals. You know what I mean? Like you knew that you're expecting a, what was it? What are they asking for? 40-something percent?
It's like 50%.
Okay, so 50% growth without Halo?
No, it was supposed to be with.
Right,
That's
that's the
what I've heard.
point. That's what I'm getting at is that they hit 35% without Halo. That's
Without
a pretty
Halo or
that's-
Forza.
Right.
Yeah.
So by the time they get to next year, they're gonna hit that, because once this comes out, people are gonna now, you know, the multiplayer is free to play, so the multiplayer isn't gonna factor into this. What's gonna factor into this is this, and people wanting to play the campaign. You know, so let me get my thing out of the way so we can all be upset with me.
Hang on, before we do that.
Oh yeah, that's
One
right.
thing about the
No,
about
go
the
ahead.
trees.
Yeah.
You know, we've heard on Tuesday, like, you know, Titan Dragon is like, he hates those trees. It's like, I mean, those are Christmas trees. Have you ever seen Christmas trees, like, you know, on the mountain like that? They all look the fucking same. I mean, maybe he grows up in a concrete jungle, you know, there's no tree inside.
I was gonna say those look like Colorado looks just like that, literally like that.
The fight that Titan and I had on Tuesday about the trees
I
was
gotta
amazing.
get-
But
I-
the thing is, those aren't real trees. That's what I was getting at, and that's what Titan didn't understand. I'm like, dude, this is a fabrication of planet Earth.
Yeah.
Maybe they just couldn't get the trees right. Okay? Jesus, man. Like, it's like the Matrix. You watch the Matrix, like, we got everything right, but we didn't understand the human element. You know, it could be the same thing. Maybe they couldn't get the trees right. So they look like
It's not Earth. The
Lego
gravity is
Christmas
different,
trees.
so the trees will definitely grow different.
That, but it's Halo. Who the fuck has time to stop and look at the trees and see how many birds and how many people?
Remember Fruitgate?
Well, no, that's
You're
not.
running around flying and on the warthog and shooting. You don't have time to look at all that shit.
Yeah, you know what?
Well,
Apparently,
that's
people
not-
do have time, like
yeah.
HK
Masshole.
said. People had time to shoot fruit.
That's right. Massol said, "Let
Yeah.
Asobo do the trees." Yes.
Yeah, good
So,
call, actually.
welcome, by the way. This show sucks. Welcome to our show in our chat room. I love the
Great
name. I love the name. I love the name. So,
Show sucks.
Can I address
Yeah.
something very quickly, Mike?
And
Sorry.
Brother Lance.
I
Yes.
want to tell him, Relic Gamer in the chat, you were talking about how you have 3 Game Pass subscriptions. Look for in early 2022 to mid 2022, they're going to be releasing Game Pass family packs.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yes, so that you could go up to, I think it's 3 to 5 members of the household can all have Game Pass in the house on one subscription. That is coming very soon. So just
But
a
the other-
little heads up.
now, but the other thing you can do to at least get some semblance of, like, you know, multiple consoles is you can do the home console thing. So my home console actually is my Xbox One X. My Series X is not my home console. So that way,
Right, but
you
can
know,
you both play Halo at the same time, though?
that's going to be a great question. I don't know that answer.
I don't think you can.
Well, Jacob and I will be testing that because
Right.
that will be I don't know. I don't know. So, all
I
right.
know those trees are real because Master Chief in the trailer splintered one with his armor.
You're right.
Chris, go ahead, because I want to go
The
last.
real Christmas trees.
The
Straight from
Christmas
the
tree.
North
I can't
Pole.
believe. What is it? You can be as long as you want, man.
So I caught this while I was at work. I didn't really catch it in the beginning. So actually, I kind of brought it back to watch it while I was at work on my phone, and I enjoyed what I saw. I know before it was talk of it being open world, and I'm still curious, like how open, like you guys were saying, you know, Axel saying that it could be more of a hub, you know, you got this area. So are you thinking maybe, let's say you got this as the forest area, and let's say maybe the next area, once you finish the main missions in this one or whatever, you think it'd be kind of like a quick loading into another hub, or, you know,
Well,
it makes me wonder
in
what the transition would be, you know.
So if you recall, in the Halo verse, you can open portals inside the ring from one location to the other.
Yeah.
And that's been done since Halo 1. So I'm going to assume he's going to jump through some portals and go through one and get to a different biome.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it happening.
Yeah, I'm curious. You know, and me, because I love open world, you know, that's why I'm a big Ubisoft player. I would love to be able to just drive around that whole ring. And if you're able to be in different world, you know, one area is snow and the other one's desert and so on. And you know, they were talking in the game how you can just play the game how you like when you want. You know, you know, you're gonna have side missions and main missions, and I love that. I don't think you're still gonna have. There's still gonna be missions where it's linear, right? You get to it and then you get into that mission. I think you're still gonna have that, you know, part that a lot of people love from the original Halos. But even the original Halos, you had that open world part of it where you kind of explore before you get into a mission or whatever.
Yeah, mission 2
on your way. Yeah. So I'm very excited about this. The whole, you know, it's continuation from Halo 5, and you know, they're going to try to close out, you know, what happened, what's going on with Cortana. I hope, kind of like what MAGG was saying, maybe we'll get a little deal where we can kind of maybe play as Locke, and you know, if Locke is killed off or so, you know, maybe it allow us to play that out and see how that went down. But I didn't play Halo 2 Wars, and maybe I will go and try that to, you know, get the whole Atriox story about the Banish.
He's such a good villain. It's crazy how good he is.
Yeah, and I think this is great. So I think this whole story with the Banish is going to be just the beginning, right, for the Halo Infinite. And it being a live service game, and the lore that's out there, there's just so much there to bring. And this is just the beginning. So I can't wait. You know, someone brought up, you know, they're kind of looking at the Destiny style. So throughout the years, we're going to get some big DLC story campaigns dropped with other lore stories out there, right? So I'm excited for this, and you see different bosses that you can go up against. I don't know the names, but we saw a couple here. The one that was the was it Spartan Killer?
Oh yeah, Dragonheart. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
how do you remember that name?
Because I read it.
Dude,
the book.
Axel is the living. He is the living like Project Jeff is our encyclopedia of games. Axel is the encyclopedia of Halo.
Yeah, mind you, yeah, I could name every Star Wars character in the history of the damn franchise, but like, yeah,
Star Wars, yeah.
I don't know, I can't even remember the name of a single ship in Halo. Like, oh, what happened to the Osiris? I'm like, who's Osiris? Isn't that like an Egyptian god or something? Like, what's going on? Anyway, sorry.
But no, I'm just excited. Look, I like games. I like, you know, as time goes on, the graphics have gotten better. I love it that now we're getting into 60 FPS. But when it comes down to it, for me, I don't give a shit. I've always enjoyed playing the Halo games in the past. It's never been about, oh, you know, how graphical it looks, how many trees there are, how many this and that. I just enjoyed playing the game, and I had fun. And the mechanics have always been smooth and fun, the gameplay, and so on. And it's never been about stopping to count how many goddamn leaves are on the tree, or, you know, this and that. That's not what Halo's always been about. You know, Halo's always been about having fun, running around shooting, and then there's story with it, right? You want to know, you know, finish the story and what's going to happen at the end. And Halo's brought some of that good stuff where it brings surprises at the end, and then leaves you hanging until you have to wait for the next one, right? So, you know, I get it. You know, there's going to be some stuff people are going to point out this and that, but none of that, it doesn't matter to me. So, and I understand where Mike's come from. He'd love to have the co-op there in the beginning. And look, I've always been one where I've always played Halo solo first, and then I played co-op later on. But if the co-op was here at launch, definitely I would be playing it with my brothers here from the start. So other than that, I can't wait. And they said they're going to show more as the time goes by. We're going to get a little bit more detail on the campaign before it launches. So
as time goes by, it's only a month left.
The art style is like closer to the, you know, closer to the Halo 1 world.
So that's a great point. That's kind of where I want to start. From a visual standpoint, I love this. This gives me that Halo vibe. I mean, let's be honest. The Halo was never about photorealistic graphics, right? It was never about looking like a movie. It was never about looking like, you know, Halo has a certain look to it, that art style that Peter just mentioned, you know, and this encapsulates it like to the nth degree, you know. And if you're looking at trees, then you're missing the rest of the game. You know, you're missing, you know, the game just goes over your head, and that's just the unfortunate part when you're concentrating on that. It's because there's not much else you can fault with it, so you gotta nitpick. It's like I remember, you know, you talked about Fruitgate. Remember Grassgate? Remember with GTA?
Yeah. GTA 5, that's right.
It's the same nonsense. It's you know, yeah, they're just big ass trees. It's just
I'm gonna call this one Lumbergate.
Right. So, now mechanics look sound, and like everybody else says, there are, you know, what we play Halo for is for Master Chief, although I'm one of the few who had no problem playing as Locke. And of course, I have no problem playing as Spartans and Reach and ODST too. Remember, there's not the only 5 wasn't the only game where you didn't play as Master Chief, and I had no problem with that. But of course, you want to be Master Chief because he's the OG, and he's still the most powerful Spartan of all of them for all time. So you know, the mechanics are what you're built on. You know, driving the Warthog, running over people, you know, that kind of thing. Where my concern is coming in has nothing to do with graphics, nothing to do with aesthetic, nothing to do with gameplay. I'm fearful of that open world bit. One of my joys of a first-person shooter, for the most part, has been, you know, tell me where to go, tell me what to shoot, and let me go do it. I get, I don't want to say overwhelmed because that's the wrong word, but I get worn out playing Ghost Recon. You know, we played Wildlands for a little while, and I just kind of faded out of the Ghost Recon games because they're just so freaking big, and you're just running around doing side missions and and little stuff. It's honestly why I haven't played a Far Cry game in a while. It's why I don't play Just Cause. It's why I don't play these games. And the last one that I did play, which was trying to finish, I would think we were talking about this at the beginning, trying to finish Sleeping Dogs. It took me 3 weeks. You know, with Halo, I have always been a point A to point B. Yes, the map can be open, and you could find multiple ways to approach the map, but it's always been, you know, you land here.
That was open, but it was pretty.
But it wasn't quite right. God of War is the same way. God of War wasn't open, and Gears 5 and Gears of War wasn't open. Uncharted wasn't. Uncharted's a really good example, because this is where you need to go, get there, do this, do that. Now, you know, I know I will probably play a little bit of this campaign before the co-op comes out, but MAGG hit something that I was really honed in on while I was watching this, and that is, if I'm gonna play this and it's gonna be like this big world, I really need people to play it with. Running through an open world by myself just wears me out. And
Thank you.
I'm fearful that I'm going to be doing all this fetch work by myself.
The one thing is, we haven't seen how, you know, I mean, when they showed the map, they only had like 2 spots on the map.
I know.
You know? I mean, is it going to be controlled like that? You know,
right?
And very story driven, so it makes sense to what, you know. It's like, hey, you want to go here or here first, you know, so you can pick the order of in order to evolve the story, or is it like, you know, like your Assassin's Creed or your Far Cry, where it's like, well, here it is. They're like, you know,
right, just
500 dots on the map, and pick and choose what you want to do and clean out areas.
Why can't I beat these guys over here? They're too high level. Remember,
right? Because I start hearing, you know, I start hearing, oh, you level up your armor and do all this, and I'm thinking, that's not, to me, that's not Halo. And I'm okay with evolving Halo. Like, one of the things I find that one of the most hypocritical arguments that I ever hear for games is Halo got trashed in 5 for not being enough like Halo. Gears got trashed for being too much like Gears. And I'm like, you guys need to pick a lane. You need to pick a lane. Where I'm at here, and this very well could be unfounded because we've only seen this at this point, is that when they showed that map, when they talked about a larger world, yes, I hate change because I'm old. You can tell me these things right to my face, Axel. I'm right here.
I don't want to interrupt your talk, your speech. You are deep into
I am.
Super villain origin,
and I could see,
monologue.
And I could see you, and I could see your face turning different colors as I talk. I'm just fearful that this is going to fall prey to those Ghost Recon style games that I just get bored with, and that's the last thing that I want to have happen with my Halo game. You know, I want to feel like I did when I was playing Combat Evolved and Halo 2. And be honest with you, you know, we just finished, you know, Halo 4 with 4 of us. Now, Chris started it with us. We had Back from the Dead, Peter and I, Dragonheart, YOBY finished it with us. But there was this thing about the 4 of us rocking that game, right? And that was just corridor to corridor. In an open world like this, in a big giant world, you know, it would be like me trying to play, if Battlefield 2042, 2041, whatever the hell they're calling it, if Battlefield had a campaign, which it doesn't, it's another reason I'm not buying it. If Battlefield had a campaign that large and I had nobody to play it with, it wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't be fun for me. Now, for you guys, and especially like, you know, you guys that play Far Cry and play, you know, those games where you level up and you get new weapons and you get on, and that's, I understand, totally how it's not as big an issue because Halo is following that formula.
Yeah.
I'm simply concerned that that formula, they're trying to build that formula into Halo, where Halo was its own unique game in and of itself. Grappling hook, awesome. Make the maps huge. That's fine. But give me a like, when they start open worlding it, how much of the story are you really going to follow? And that's where my concern is. I hope I'm wrong. But that's where my deep-seated concern is on this.
I think they're only doing that in order to accommodate the many different story elements that they plan on putting on in the following years. Because if you think about it, how else would they be able to do it so that it was one comprehensive story, right? So that's what I'm thinking. By the way, I changed my camera to the HD camera. For some reason, I was on the webcam and I looked like crap. But now I look better.
Wait, so you look better now?
It's
Oh, wow.
You know what, Axel?
Wow.
the other one was
Axel,
Halo
it's coming very
graphics,
close.
and now you're like, I don't know, Ratchet and Clank.
I went from PS2 graphics to like the PS5 graphics. There you go.
So
There you
the
go.
ray tracing is on.
Yeah, the ray tracing is on. It's right up my glasses.
Welcome,
You see it?
Chase Jones. What did you bring? You guys brought all the GAD people over. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we tried. I put it out there on Twitter. I don't know how many people are on Twitter at this hour, but anyways, yeah, Mike, what you were saying, I think the reason why they're doing is because I think there was no other way that they could bring all those stories in there in a narrative fashion that they would be able to like build upon like this foundation and then spread it out, right? Because then I think what would end up happening is that they would be like, all right, well, let's do like what Destiny does and just create one hub. And everybody's bouncing around like an idiot in these hubs and they're whatever and just, doing whatever. And then you go off and you do a campaign and it takes you off to another area. I get that. But I think what their idea is that I think they just want to keep expanding this one world and keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know. Like we really don't know, to be quite honest.
No, and that's,
Right.
I know. And that's why I'm trying to temper. I'm trying to temper. I was being half facetious when I was, kind of building up my scorn and opposition earlier. But I have some legitimate concern over what this is going to do for, the Halo pure, experience that I'm used to. I'm comforted by Axel being totally okay with this because, he's played it as much as the rest of us, if not more. And, he knows what every ship is called. So he automatically gets more points than we do. But I just...
By the way, noticing stuff. Did anybody see the Guardian crashed in the background?
No.
Of the
No.
ring?
Where? Hold on.
No?
How far
Okay.
back? Where was it?
We're focused on the trees.
Yeah, we're talking about trees, Axel. We're not talking about structures and spaceships.
Right.
How many enemies are taking up the space? I
I don't know. I saw a couple drop frames. This game's gonna suck.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just
I
want
I
this.
blame that on your internet connection, not the game.
Of course you would.
Right here,
there
right
was
here.
one there. There was something like this. This here, I liked this whole. See, the grappling hook. That's an evolution that I like because that's going to open up a ton of gameplay things like that. I want to slide back to that part real quick.
Yes,
Being
please do,
able to.
because that's where the Guardian is.
Oh, okay. Let me see this.
All right. Hold on. All right. So here's the tank.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that's called a scorpion, by the way. Am I right?
It is.
Yes.
Hey.
A winner
If
is
notice,
you.
A lot of the vehicles right there.
Okay, so wait.
All right. Hold on. All right. Hold on.
Okay.
So
Where?
in the background, there is some spikes. Hold on, this is hard to see on the Skype thing. Let me pull up the YouTube.
Well, to make our.
It's a little bigger.
I was going to say you can. You know how to make my screen bigger, right?
Share it.
No.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh. If you drag everybody else up into Skype and just concentrate on my screen, it will be full screen for you.
All right, hold on. Let me see.
By the way, while you're doing that, I just wanted to shout out Dizzy Delta. He's like, "Thank God you changed your camera." He goes, "I can only see half your face. You look like a Picasso painting."
So
and I didn't even realize it for the first 30 minutes. Then I looked at myself. I'm like, "Why does the picture look like absolute ass?" And I'm like, "Oh no, the webcam's on."
Well, wait. What camera is this that you've got?
I got a 4K camera.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that's why I look so like dazzling now.
Wow. Did you pay a lot for it?
The ray tracing off my glass. Eh?
All right. Yeah, fast forward a little, or hit play, but slowly.
All right.
Relic, by the way, him in the yellow sun.
Fast forward, you mean? Okay.
Right. Okay, right there, right there. Okay.
So
on
to the right
side.
To the right of it, I see it.
Top of the word Sony, you see those spikes sticking up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
That's a Guardian.
Oh.
And it was confirmed to be a Guardian by
343. On their back or whatever the hell it is, right?
All right.
Yep.
Interesting.
So this is a cool mechanic. I can see this being something slick where you can then grapple up, grab another pelican.
A lot of verticality in this in these maps and stuff.
Yeah, it's a big world. You want to be able to get to a lot of areas where can't get you by just jumping.
Yeah. See, verticality.
Probably after you drive that warthog off that cliff, you need to get back on that.
Yeah, there you go. Jump out and grab it.
See, verticality is something that would be a great evolution to Halo. You know, and there was a little bit of it in 3, a little bit of it in 4, but to really have, you know, that kind of height where you're, you know, where you could do that, like here, jumping out of buildings and shit like that. I'm good with that.
I think that's where that grapple is going to come into play big time, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I mean, because like even Far Cry 6, for example, like I'm playing that right now, and they've added a grapple. I mean, it's a handheld one that you have to kind of throw like a rope, and you have to like climb up and whatever. But I mean, it does add a whole ton of verticality to the game too. So I could see the same mechanic just in a much more futuristic style way. That the way, you know, you can just fire right out of Chief's armor, right? So, pretty cool idea. I could see them doing that, but I don't think it'll be like a, you know, an anywhere kind of thing. I think there'll be just like Far Cry. They have specific waypoints that you can get to, you know what I mean? And they're kind of highlighted, and you can only grapple to those specific sections. I could see that. That would make sense.
That would.
They have some, you know, hidden stuff, maybe some, who knows, some armor, some chests, whatever.
It'd be great for, Diablo. Dr. Game Love, go get some Diablo, brother. Thanks for dropping in. Have a great Thursday night. And I mean grappling, like, you know, I could see, a ghost, you know, throw him by, you grapple, go grab it, take the ghost from the banish or whatnot, and then, you know, that's how you, because I could never hijack a ghost.
In co-op, that will be so much fun. Like you're driving around, like, oh, it's, you know.
Yeah. Drive off a cliff, jump out of your thing, and grapple onto a pelican. That would be cool. Yeah. Or a flamingo, or you know, whatever ship they've got.
It's a flamingo. Yes, it's not.
Myke, I still. You need to play this game when it comes out solo, and play it your way, because I think the game is still gonna give you that option to play it your way. You know, focus on the campaign, the main story. But then when co-op comes out, we can all jump in there and explore the world together. Because I think there's going to be so much there that we can all jump in there and discover things that we will miss out, especially when you play co-op, you know, solo, because you're kind of focused more on the story and certain things. I
hope so.
I mean, you'll be fine.
Have you played Red Dead Redemption, Myke? 2? Red Dead Redemption 2?
You couldn't even get past this.
Yeah, Myke's still stuck in the snow.
Yeah, I'm still. No, I'm not stuck in the snow. I was just.
You just got out.
No, after holding A for horse for a while, I gave up on it.
That was a bit of a thing.
In Red Dead Redemption 2, right? You had certain color pins that were the main story.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the things you had to do in order to progress. You had to do them in order. They didn't all show up at the same time. There was only one, I think it was a yellow circle on the map at a time. And then there was everything else. side story circles and all this other stuff. And you could skip all that and just go through the story. And I think that's the way they're going to do Halo Infinite. Is the story you need to do on the map is going to be a certain color. I don't know. Let's just call it Master Chief Green because green is my favorite color. And everything else will be different colors, right? And those are going to be where you get your shock grapple or your booster for your armor, for your Mach 3, Gen 3 Mark 6 armor. So, yeah.
Right.
That's
Okay.
I think that's the way they're going to do it.
Yeah.
If it's full open world. If it's hub world, well,
we're
it'll be
gonna
more
find out at the
Destiny-esque.
20th anniversary. I think they're gonna blow the door open on at the 20th anniversary event. They have to. I mean, like, you can't just, like, the fact that the four of us are sitting right here right now talking, the people in the chat, and anybody listening after the show, we're all, at the end of the day, we're none the wiser, to be quite honest. Like, we're all sitting here just kind of speculating at some point, because at what point we're all just like, nobody actually knows for sure what's going on, except for the people at 343. All right?
Right.
They know, but
they better know.
Yeah, they better know. Jeez. But, I think that they will blow the doors open and really let us know, because I think, the thing is, the one good thing about Xbox, I'll give them this, is that they've got a pulse on, they have the pulse of the community. They listen to the podcasts. They listen to what we're saying. They look at Twitter. They're all over the place. They may not respond, but they're there. Right. So they're like, guys, it's causing a lot of confusion. Nobody knows what the hell is actually going on with this game or how it's going to develop. You know what I mean? Or what people are actually going to be doing. We need to be clear and concise and say, hey, guys, it's this kind of game. You don't have to come out and say, by the way, it's Far Cry, in Halo universe. But you got to say something. They got to do something. They got to be a little bit more clear and concise as to what this game actually is. So I think they did this to show confidence in the product.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to have to do a deeper dive and say, this is what you're actually getting. Right. So I think in a few weeks, we'll find out. I believe it's a few weeks away, right? Like 3 weeks from now, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very close.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 15th. Right? Is that when
There you go.
Yeah.
The event. Yeah, the
Sunday.
20th anniversary.
Yeah. So it's basically just under 3 weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm crossing my fingers. So, see, Axel, we could still be friends.
Barely.
Myke, your points are valid.
No,
yeah. Your concerns are valid. Like, it's not like you're saying, like, oh, you're just talking trash. Like, they are valid concerns. But, I think the one thing that we definitely agreed on is the fact that, we feel that if it is a little bit more open world, I mean, this would be much better played with somebody else, right? So, or at least a group of people.
Yeah.
And the other thing that begs a question too, that now that I'm thinking about it, let's just say, for argument's sake, it does go down this road, okay? This open world road. Is it going to be, and like, I really don't have an answer. I'm not even being facetious about this. I'm just actually asking, is it going to be a situation like Far Cry where, for example, only the host gets the story progression, the achievements, whatever else, and all you get is like whatever leveling,
You
like
loot
XP,
your upgrades
XP.
and weapons, maybe.
That would upset me.
You get like your XP.
I hope it's more like Destiny, where everybody, right? I mean,
I would prefer that.
Yeah, but then Destiny is more a looter shooter.
But
Halo's
that's
more
what
a
I want
shooter.
to ask. So if we're going to be able to upgrade gear and weapons, and I don't, during the campaign, I don't see it an upgrade where it drastically changes your armor, right? Like Destiny, it's more like power type, I guess, right? Yeah. But what do you get? If you're going through, if it's going to be an open world, there's got to be some kind of grind, right? To get something, to be able to get enough points or whatever to be able to go unlock certain, gear.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why you have the choice of those two, things you can do. One is like direct story progression. The other one is like increase your weapons. And once you do that, who knows? I don't know.
Well, they did show a screen where they showed all the different, armors that you could choose and stuff. That was very, RPG-ish. So obviously there's some kind of a looting mechanic in here that we don't know about.
There has to be, because if it's a live service game, they want people to keep coming back, to keep playing, like Destiny. You got people who just they're so addicted to, I got to keep looting. I got to get this other gear. I got to this and that.
Borderlands is the same way.
That's what I'm afraid of.
With the
How
weapons,
do you bring people back? And I know Myke is worried about that, but I think you're still going to have that gameplay to where folks like Myke who want to play that traditional way, they want to focus. And if they like Axel was saying, if you look at the map, you see the main mission stuff, the color coded. Okay, I know where I got to go. This color, this mission. But the rest of us who want to keep playing and want to keep grinding, everything else we see is open. We want to, go repeat certain areas. That's what I want. That's what I'm hoping. So,
yeah,
I think it's going to be more like Gears 5, where you could upgrade Jack, but you didn't need to finish the game.
You know what? I really hope it's not like Gears 5.
I know. Yeah,
We're talking about Myke. Jack was awesome.
I think it was limited though.
I thought Gears 5 was like an experiment, like almost like they dipped their toe in the water, but they didn't want to get all the way in the pool. Yeah. And like the open world, I'm sorry, the open world was trash to me.
No. I'm not talking about the open world there. I'm talking about the upgrade path.
No, I get it. Yeah. But like the thing is, what the fuck is the point? Oh my God, I said it. Jesus.
Wow.
I actually haven't said a single swear word this entire show.
MAGG, you are on NLG, man. Oh my goodness.
Axel brought it out.
Go put a spoon of mayonnaise in your mouth.
Yeah, that was Axel's action. Fastback, you said the F word like an hour ago, so it's 100% your fault. Anyway, in all seriousness, what is the point of going back if it's meaningless? Like, I see what you're saying. I understand. You're like, okay, you can upgrade Jack, but you don't have to. Well, then why even bother? Why would you even bother going around looking for stuff? You just be like, all right, let me just finish the story. And that's exactly what I did. I finished the story, and I never played Gears 5 ever again. I never went back to it. I never said, hey, you want to go play through the campaign with a friend? Nope. Didn't care. I need something substantial.
Like 4 times, 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I finished it once, and I never touched it again. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but it didn't do enough to bring me back. And I'm sorry, but Gears multiplayer is just not my jam. I'm like I said, I'm not gonna smack talk that, because that's the people love it and whatever else. I despise it. I despise their multiplayer. But that's a whole other story. But the thing is, if they don't give you a reason to actually go back that's actually meaningful, then what the hell is the point?
But
that's what
looting,
I'm saying.
But is being a looter shooter meaningful? That's my problem.
You're correct, but the thing is, Myke, the only difference is that when you get, like, let's say a game like Borderlands, for example, right? You go to an area and they're way above your level. Well, you need to like sort of loot and shoot all around the other areas to build up your character to get strong enough to be able to go to that area and unlock that new area and then be able to face those enemies, right? So it gives you the incentive. That's what I was looking for. That was the word I was looking for. Incentive and motivation to get you to that next place. If it's not there, you're just going to streamline right through the campaign and never touch it again. Because you're like, all right, I found out what happens, and that's all there is to it. I don't know. It's
all right. So wait,
they have to.
So how many times should someone play a campaign?
I've played the Halo campaigns multiple times.
Oh, the Halo ones multiple times. Yeah, it's like Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty, I could play a Call of Duty campaign 3, 4, 5 times. No problem.
These narrative-driven games, which is what this Halo is going to try to be, is narrative-driven.
Right.
Most people don't go back and play them. Once the campaign is done, it's done.
But that's where the co-op comes in, I've played the co-op campaign multiple times with people, because there's always somebody who says, hey, I've never played Halo before. Like Peter never played Halo 4. I've beaten the Halo 4 campaign 4 times, and I'm like, oh, you haven't played Halo 4? Let's go. And we got 4 people together and rolled through it and had a good time doing it, because, and this is where I maybe sort of explaining why the campaign co-op is so important to me might draw some context as to why I feel so strongly about it not being at launch. There's always an element of the unexpected when you're playing campaign co-op, right? When you're playing the campaign, you know what's going on, right? And sometimes you end up running the same exact path every time, right? Because that's what your mind does. Okay, this is the path I need to run. This is the right. When we were playing Halo 4 together, I'd been through that campaign a few times, but it was the fun of what was unexpectedly happening between all four of us and our banter back and forth and stuff like that. It's why Gears was so fun. Like we were playing, what was the name of the Gears DLC?
That was
Hive
great.
Busters.
Hive Busters
right.
was magnificent.
And you know, it's in our channel trailer, right? The banter between the three of us. We walk into this room and there's a big giant tree in the middle of the room. We walk into the room. First thing Peter says is, "Hey, honey, we're home." And I just crack up laughing, right? It's it's like the funniest thing. And then we walk in and Chris says, "Oh, great, we're going to have to fight a tree." And I mean, so it's that banter. And then because we're playing together, the enemies work differently. So when you're playing Halo by yourself, everybody's shooting at you. When you're playing it co-op, the enemy works differently. You play differently. Your strategy is different. You know, all of a sudden it's, hey, I'm going to go flank. You go here. And all of a sudden that multiplayer adds a whole new dimension to a campaign you just played. And that's where the beauty of it comes in. And I'm not going to have that in this big giant open world at launch. And I'm just I'm hoping that doesn't, the open worldedness of it doesn't pull me away from what I loved about the Halo campaigns, because I can play a Halo campaign by myself in a small corridor where I know where I need to go, point A to point B. That's why I love Doom so much. I can play a Doom campaign over and over and over. But, you know, I haven't really gone back and played Horizon Zero Dawn again. I haven't gone back and played Sleeping Dogs again. I haven't gone back and played those because even though they're big open world, I've done everything. There's no point to it. When I add co-op, it's a whole new, and the play mechanics change. You know, somebody all of a sudden is driving the Warthog while I'm on the gun, which I couldn't do single player. These kind of things make that for me. And so that's why I'm so passionate about why it should be here at launch, and why I actually had taken the position, and I still do, that the right thing to do is wait to launch this game until it's there. But that's why. So I don't think I've ever explained that before. That may add some context. You may still disagree with me, which is fine, but there's context to that.
I don't think they should have delayed it. I think they should have put it in there to begin with. They had an extra year, and it apparently was in there before, apparently, from, rumor mill stuff. And they took it out because, not because of the engine. The engine was fine, but it was because of the AI. It wasn't acting the way they wanted it to. Rumor mill stuff, right? But I get it, because in Halo CE and Halo 3, you have 2 Warthog runs at the end of the games. And doing those Warthog runs by yourself versus doing the Warthog run with a friend is very different.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But, I want them to get, the thing is, this is a bigger Halo than before. Multiplayer is free to play. So it's a lot on the devs, no matter how many people that work there, to make sure things are running as smoothly as it can on launch. There's multiplayer, it's going to have some hiccups, no matter what. They always do. They all do. Call of Duty, all the big games have them at launch. They have issues.
Right.
I think that's where their focus has to be. If you have co-op in there at the same time, then you're trying to fix this and that and multiplayer and all that. I'd rather let's get the multiplayer done right. Let people enjoy the solo campaign for now, and let's get this thing going. And then as people are playing it, they can start seeing the metrics and everything going on their background to help them with the co-op. And like y'all were saying, well, if the rumor is true, they were having issues with the AI, because you have to, the AI, you want to make sure it gets it to where now you're not just dealing with one player, you're dealing with 3 other players. So you want to make sure things don't get wonky and glitching, and then you have all these people complaining at the beginning, and then it might hurt people, the engagement numbers and sales numbers. So I just think they need a little bit extra time to try to, when that time comes, they can focus on the co-op when it's ready to launch. And I think we'll get a better experience. Because remember, when we were all trying to play co-op on Gears 5, there were some issues, right? Peter, me, you, and Coop were trying to play, and we had a little bit of issues, all 3 of us getting in. Like if it was 2 of us, it was fine. It ran smoother. But then a third one got in, and sometimes there were some issues. So, I'm with Myke. If co-op was there in the launch, great, and I would be playing with Myke and Peter and whoever day one. But it's not, and I'm okay with that. So, I mean, that's just my opinion on it. But
yeah, sure.
Yeah, mine too. It's a disappointment, but not a deal breaker.
Yeah. For me, yeah.
Well,
exactly.
but I'm also gonna let me also throw this out there too. Now they claim that the co-op is about would be about 3 months behind. Right, that's what they said. They would need about 3 months to finish the co-op. So that puts the campaign co-op into March. I won't be playing this game by March. I'll be on to Horizon Forbidden West or God of War or half the other big names that are coming out in February. I mean, February.
Those are single player games. Every once in a while, you're going to stop and play. We all like to play our co-op, right?
But to have to go through a campaign again while I've got all of these other games to play.
I mean, you went through Halo 4.
Yeah.
Again.
Because there isn't but I already played.
Chris, it's going to be you, me, and 2 volunteers.
And guess what?
It's going to be me.
I didn't get back to that. First off, I played Halo 4 like 4 times already. So that's number 1. Number 2, I didn't even get back to that. We had a break in between starting Halo 4 and ending Halo 4 between Psychonauts and stuff like that. And
yeah, but it's also a scheduling thing, because we would have played and then Chris wasn't there, or Chris and I were ready and you were not there, or
absolutely. But there were always other games to play, and that was just one game. That was another game to play. There are going to be at least 6 games between now and March that are going to.
Have you seen February's calendar?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, maybe we're still be playing Forza Horizon.
Right, we may be
when
still
Halo comes
doing
out.
that.
We don't even have time for the campaign.
Whoa, you shut your mouth. There's always time for Halo.
It's just
We're gonna have so maybe you will make time.
He's trying to help me. I will.
It's no different than any other Halos, Myke. I mean, when those campaigns were out, you played other games, and then you would come back. You said you played them several times. So what's the difference with Halo Infinite? You can go play these other games, and then you can come back on one night. Let's have a Halo co-op night.
But Halo 4 came out in 2012. So theoretically, it's been
that? With all the other games that came out in between.
So we're playing Infinite in like 9 years. That's okay.
Yeah.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
right? The last time I played Halo 4's campaign with you guys, it was 9 years later when there was no other games to play, and that's the thing. And when this comes out, when the campaign co-op comes out, that's not going to be the issue. There's not going to be no games to play. I'm going to be and in fact, I'm going to be so knee deep in probably Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm going to have to wait to play God of War, and then wait till play half the other shit that's coming out in February, and then.
Maybe
don't forget. By the way, don't forget. Sometime in there, hopefully sometime in the first part of the year, my freaking Amico is going to show up. So now add a whole new console on top of that.
Yeah, but then you have to wait for your kids to make sure they're still awake. And what are you going to do when they're asleep?
I just hear excuses, Mike. There's no different. Every month, every year, we have so many games that come out.
Yeah.
You just Tuesday night, hey, Tuesday we're playing Halo, and
Exactly.
that's it. I don't want to hear no excuse.
No. I'm with Mike.
It's Halo night.
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, you could do that, like a Halo night or something. But man, there is a lot of stuff coming out. I mean, look at what's going on. You got Forza Horizon is coming out in the next few weeks.
Yeah,
if you're choosing to
next
play
week
Call
if
of
you have
Duty
the
or
Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up to whoever. But you got that. You got Guardians of the Galaxies hanging around here. You got your Far Cry. Then you've got, if you're into it, the GTA trilogy's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, February, you got Horizon Forbidden West. You've got Dying Light 2. You've got Elden Ring.
I forgot Dying Light 2. Right. Dying Light 2.
Right. And you don't know what the hell the Game Pass is going to start dropping. Right? At the beginning of the year. It's going to be a madhouse.
Yeah, it's just choices. You choose what game you want to play at the time.
So you know the thing it all boils down to once again? Mindshare. They're going to have to how do you keep players engaged in Halo? The way that they're going to have to do that is not just drop Halo and just walk away from it. They're going to have to continuously go at it like Fortnite does, like Warzone does. You know what I'm saying? Like Apex Legends does. Like you're going to have to keep going at it with something new and everything else, right?
So
maybe special events that you have to partake in that particular week.
They mentioned something about that, right? For the multiplayer, like almost every month they're going to have something that they're going to be dropping.
Yeah, and Game Pass gets special perks and stuff.
Ultimate, yeah.
And the thing is,
there you go, Relic. That's right. Halo not having co-op at launch has ruined Mike's whole year. See?
Man.
You know what though, and this is what ties it.
Money again and give him PTSD.
Well, this is what ties into that whole idea of this open world situation that they can keep dropping. Even the looter shooter idea, whether you like it or not. I'm just saying. This is just a thought of the new gear, new outfits. How about raids? Maybe they're going to do Halo raids like Destiny. I mean, look who's making the game. Half of the guys from Bungie are making the game, right? And half the people who are working on Destiny left to go work for 343. So, like, you might have Halo raids once a month or something. Oh, you can get this excellent weapon for multiplayer or whatever, right? For the campaign or, a cool kind of thing. You do this raid and you get a cool outfit. You get some legendary weapon or something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have to do something. I mean, what keeps people coming back to Fortnite, for example? It's not just the gameplay loop. It's because of all the skins you can get. From leveling up. Now you could be Superman running around with an M16, which is ridiculous, by the way. But still, it's a thing, right?
Right.
It keeps people engaged. Why is it still the #1 game in the world, for Christ's sake? Poo-poo it all you want. Same with Warzone and Apex Legends. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a fine... maybe it's going to be like a marriage of the concepts. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe not... neck deep in Destiny style. They're not neck deep in like Far Cry. Maybe they're just, like a buffet, right? You're going to the buffet. Instead of getting everything from the buffet, what do you do? You start picking the stuff you like, right? So maybe they're handpicking, little concepts from all these different things and creating this sort of like Halo Frankenstein, so to speak. And then just kind of play off I don't know what the hell they're doing. Like I said, again, this is all just speculation. Until
what's going to happen? We're going to get to the 15th. And they're going to announce that they got it working and it'll launch with campaign co-op. And then I'll just be happy. And then Mike will be happy. My year will not be ruined.
Mike, you're not going to be happy because they're not going to.
And then Mike doesn't have anybody to play with him because we all played.
I will hold.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Mike. Now that you're talking about this, they don't launch with Halo co-op, right? Are you going to go in and play the campaign solo then, or are you going to wait? Just a question. And he's met with silence.
I'm a big fat hypocrite. So
Okay, no, it's fine. It's fair. I'm just asking a question. I just want to know.
I don't. But see, I don't. Will I try it? Yes. I'm not sure, given what I'm looking at, that I'm going to like it. That's the issue.
All right, fair. That's
No,
fair.
none of us
the
will
fight.
until we
Everybody's
get our
got
hands
their
on it,
own-
right?
Hey man, everybody's got their, everybody has a right to their own opinion. That's fair. I was just curious to see where you were going to go with it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to be spoiled. So, we do these we do all these podcasts. We're in this community. We're on Twitter all the time. Some asshole in the first 4 days is going to be like, oh, I finished it and this was what happened.
Yeah.
right. Oh, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I
I'm
kind
going
of feel like I just want to get ahead of the curve just to stay away from the spoilers. But you know what? There's some part of
That's
me
a good point. That's a good point.
that agrees with Myke that I think that I would say I would actually hold off on the campaign until I was able to play co-op. However, I think I'm going to be playing it because I don't want some asshat to ruin it for me. I don't know.
Yeah, because if you wait to play when co-op comes out, right, and then you play with us, who have already played the campaign,
right,
we may accidentally spoil something for you, or because we've already played it several times or whatever, we're kind of influencing
Several times. You're going to play it several times in 3 months. That's
probably
good.
will. And so we might influence you how we want to play it because we've already played it before. So you won't be able to experience it your way the first time. So, sir, you're gonna have to play it your way first, solo, and then.
My way may not be solo, dude.
The other thing is too, like we
you
were
know what,
talking about
Mag?
like 5 minutes ago.
Mag, you and I, you know what? You and I'll do it.
I'm
I'll
down,
hold
man.
out.
I'm 100% down. We'll
Hold
stream it
out,
for
and
crying
it'll be
out loud.
exactly.
I'm down with that. But the thing is too, is like and this is something that a lot of people are ignoring. Like, and we talked about it like 5 minutes ago, but it needs to be brought to attention, is that just because it's Halo, and this might be controversial to some people, just because it's Halo doesn't mean it's God's gift to the earth. It's got to fight for our attention.
Oh, it does, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what, like I said, we were talking about it. Like we rhymed off that list of games.
Do you
by the way, Myke, there's another
look?
one.
Do you see the look on Axel's face when you said that?
Hey, Axel, hey, man. Sometimes the truth is ugly. Okay? And let me tell you something. This is an
your
ancient
list of
parable.
games that you listed are all C-tier games in my book.
Oh, come on.
Oh, wow.
Let's not go down this road. Oh, by the way, Myke, because we are PS5 owners, don't forget also I think it's launching the same week as the movie, the Uncharted movie, is they're releasing the Legacy of Thieves PS5 edition for Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy, which I will be getting because Uncharted is one of my favorite franchises of all time, right? So Halo's got a lot of competition. Maybe not so much with Vanguard and Battlefield, as I was saying earlier, like an hour ago or whatever. But there are a lot of other games, and we are gamers. Generally speaking, a lot of us are playing on multiple consoles or multiple whatever devices. It's got to fight for our attention. So the question remains is, how are they going to fight for our attention? Right? How are they going to go about doing this? How are they going to go about keeping people logging in on a weekly basis or whatever, right? So that's the real question, and that's the question we don't have an answer to because they haven't
told us
what the hell we're playing.
They haven't told us.
We'll find out, and I'm okay waiting because I don't need to know everything right months ahead before the game comes out. Build up that excitement. Hopefully on the 15th we'll get, like you said, they'll throw it all at us, and then we'll all be excited and have it in Game Pass. But we'll go buy it. We'll go buy it also.
Just tell me. Yeah, just tell me about the campaign. Don't give anything else away about. Just tell me if it's going to be open world or not. That's really all.
The campaign is going to be God's gift to men.
They will find it. What? Not women, Axel? Now you're sexist.
Oh,
I knew it.
Oh.
I knew it. You hear that, Chet?
Brother YOBY's in the house. Retro Bro is in the house. Who else we got in the house? He's been in the house.
Sorry.
He did say his PS5. So
I
will be
1,000 in 3 days, dude.
Halo
is the hardest completion.
Oh,
on
goodness,
planet
yes.
Earth. Okay,
I don't even try.
I gotta bend the knee to that. I cannot get the completion on that game.
I don't even try.
No,
separates
there's
the-
not a
That
chance.
separates
I
the
will
men from
try.
Spartans. I'll tell you that much.
Mhm.
That getting a
Director,
1,000
bro,
on
what's
paper,
it, YOBY?
that's tough.
So one thing that you said earlier there about how it could be a Borderlands kind of game. There is one way that I think could work, and if they could make it somewhat like The Division. I really enjoyed, and again, it's got, with multiple people, but do that and add missions to go run. Not necessarily stuff that gets you loot and armor and all this stuff, but I would love to see something where, all right, well, this week, the Banished have taken over this outpost, and your mission is to go get, go beat that. And sure, you could get stuff out of it, but I'd rather it be more, give a reason for you to go with your friends and do it, rather than just let me go do it and get some loot and be done with it. And it's like mindless nothingness, right? So I could go with it that way. So Infinite, with all this Halo talk, might as well be at home asleep rather than work. See,
Yeah, good night.
You're
At least when it gets home, it's all rest.
Chris. I tell you what, man. Chris says there will be no slander. He said there will
You can
be.
slide down your what? Go
It's
ahead.
just not here.
Just don't make me tell you. I told you so when the game comes out.
By the way, Infinite, unrelated to this whole Halo talk, Infinite, I know you're on my Oculus Quest 2 as a friend. Do yourself a favor and buy Resident Evil 4 VR. It is absolutely magnificent.
Ah,
There's my
I'll have to tell-
PSA for the day.
I'll have to tell my son about that because he's got the Quest too.
Dude, it's so good.
I
I actually sat at the title screen for 20 minutes like this, like an idiot. Just looking around in circles going, wow. And it was the title screen.
what was I? I was doing that with I was doing that shit with Iron Man when Iron Man came out with PSVR, and I'm flying around and I'm just like, all right, I could fly around for like hours before I have to do anything.
Yeah.
So
Dragonheart Yobi, what's up, brother? He just said hi to me in the chat, so sorry.
it's
I didn't
okay.
feel like typing. I just thought I'd
Real
just
quick,
yell.
guys.
Sorry.
I gotta get going because I gotta plan for my podcast tomorrow. I gotta get some
no,
organization before
what-
I go.
What? Oh, you planned for this?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
It's all scripted. They got their own.
Teleprompter's going.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, Axel, I really enjoy I enjoy the format of your show. Like, it's very original and very interesting. I really like it. I really,
Thank
really,
you.
really like it.
Well, yeah, I do too. I love that it feels like an extension of those recordings that we've done.
That's really what inspired them. You remember those recordings? I just
Yes.
ask questions and we talk.
Yes.
And
I love it. I love
which
it.
is how
It's such a
we
cool
met.
concept, man.
Which is how you and I
Yes.
met. Is
Exactly.
Dreadpool came to me and said, "Hey, this guy wants to interview you," and that's how you and I met. So the show is because I do actually watch it after the fact. It's a evolution of those things. And that's what's cool about it.
Thank you all so much.
You interact with the
Oh.
chat too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love interacting with the chat.
Yeah, that's
I
an
just yell at the
important
chat.
thing. Well,
But in a
so
nice way.
that's the important thing. I think is interacting with your people, because we always talk about how the folks in our chat room are not our viewers, they're not our fans. This is our gaming family, and even some of the new folks that we're meeting tonight. We don't look at this as, hey, welcome viewers. We're all if you're good people and you are you want to come and talk games and have a good time, and then you're our gaming family. And I welcome Masshole and Dizzy Delta and this game this show sucks, and who else do we have that I'm meeting for the first time? I think those are the big three. Yeah, he went. Chase Jones. You guys are now officially NLG family. That's how it works. And what I love about you guys is that's what you do. Like you and Noof Mag, and to an extent Titan, but really Noof, you and Noof really do go out of your way to acknowledge people in the chat room, to you know, and it's not just the super chats, right? It's the you know, it's the people.
I've been on shows where like the chat's moving so fast. There's no way on planet Earth you'd be able to like stop and be able to read any of them because it's just flying, right?
Right.
And I'm just like, but like when you get a show where it's like more intimate, you get like a smaller. I actually prefer the smaller shows where, you know what I mean? Like it's like you're able to read what people are saying and you can converse with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like it makes sense. Like, you know, and not to sound like a complete ass, you know, but like sometimes when I get like these videos that I post up or whatever, and then some of them actually, not the last one, but the one before ended up getting about 500,000 views, right? And I got all these people like, I can't get to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds like a really stupid first world problem, but I can't say thank you to every last person, and I feel bad, right? And I'm like, hey, you know, thank you for, you know, whatever, and this and that, and I can't get to everybody. But like when it's more manageable, it becomes more intimate, and you're able to talk to the people in the chat and whatever else, and this and that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you got yes, Maswell, I see you in there. Tony Maloney's not coming out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. We could talk to these people because we can see what's going on, right?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't ask you to do you did that for us once, but that's gaming after dark thing. I wouldn't ask you to do that.
My voice is I got to tell you, man, like I've been like off and on because for the last couple of weeks I've been sick. Not COVID, by the way. But like that's why I keep coughing and like doing whatever because I like every time when I do that voice, I go into a coughing fit for like 30 minutes after because I still got like this phlegminess.
Wow.
And yes, I got tested. I'm not COVID. It's just a friggin' cold that I got from my son. You know how school goes, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, we're all, you know, we don't have to wear masks here on the show because, you know.
Well, Axel should. Axel should because it'll cover half his face. It'll make everything look much better.
Wow.
Oh,
sorry, that was a little Tony. That was a little Tony B coming out.
Wow. Wow.
You know, Mag, one of my favorite parts on GAD is that when Joe Dunmore comes in, and
my
just
goodness,
to get to hear you yell out his name, it's like, you know, I love that. So.
That means a lot, Mega Mike and Relic and Matt. You guys,
After Dark is one of the most underappreciated podcasts out there.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really something.
Oh, and Princess Zelda, that's right, because she's still here in the chat.
She's there.
You are also now officially part of the family.
Oh, Princess Zelda is literally royalty.
Yeah, I would love to.
She's a princess.
She's not a princess. She's a queen.
No,
all right, gentlemen. But as I was saying,
Axel.
I gotta get going. Thank you so much, Mag.
Of course.
Good to see you again.
Of course. What time is that's right. Yeah, that's right. You leave. What time is What time is the Iconic Video Game Podcast?
So the podcast is every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's only 1 hour long, maybe a few minutes less, a few minutes more. And it's just me, Doggy, and Zelda answering some rapid fire questions and having some little intermissions. I personally love the intermissions myself because they have almost nothing to do with any topics at all. It's just fun.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's very unique.
Yeah.
Right? You had that desert island one a couple of weeks back, right?
Yeah.
And
I love that show. I had a bonfire in the backyard, just me by myself. And I just sat back there. I had a couple beers and I sat back and I listened to the show and I was like, this is great, man. I just loved it. It's just, like I said, it's very unique. It's not just the same old rigmarole of everybody talking about the same thing, like for 19
We don't even
straight
cover
podcasts.
topics. We don't even cover topics because they've already been covered to death.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like you've had 19 podcasts between Monday and Friday. You've already covered all those topics, right? You know, and so like you get to that point, all of a sudden, like you get to this desert island talk, and I'm like, this is intriguing, right? So I love it.
And
Doggy Dog, I didn't forget about you, dude.
Did you hear? Yeah, man, you did hear Princess Zelda read off Phasma's review.
Oh, dude, I almost died.
And that's I
almost died.
And that's what we're working on. I mean, obviously, Halo's a big thing to talk about, and this, you know,
oh yeah.
Look, we just went, let's see, 2 hours talking about Halos. So, you know,
2.5 hours, Mike.
well, we didn't
And I can
start
talk
with
more,
Halo.
but I got to get to my
yeah.
show.
but the cool thing is, I mean, we're trying. That's why, you know, the first topic was going to be YouTube and streaming, because we're trying to also do something different so that people have a variety. They can come to us and say, all right, these guys are talking about something wholly different, but something I can still get involved in. And then once a month, as I was just telling Massel, because he said, thank you so much, Massel. He said, my new home for Thursday nights. You know, once a month, we do a gameplay stream where Chris, Peter, and I, and anybody else who wants to come and co-op a game with us, jump into party chat and actually be part of things with us. We do that once a month.
Yes.
So 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. Thank you,
I
Infinite.
just read that too. By the way, Axel, before you run, Dizzy Delta's asking for a link to the show and whatever in the chat.
Oh, hang on, I'll put it in there again.
Oh, there you go, Mike. You got it. Yeah.
I'll get it.
Yes, please subscribe. Thank you, everybody.
Yes,
Remember,
please subscribe.
Don't forget to like, and we defeat the YouTube algorithm with every like.
Yeah, the YouTube algorithm.
Thank you so much.
It's such a great algorithm, isn't it?
It's something.
Yeah, it's something. All right, here you go. Here's the link. Please go subscribe to Axel's channel.
Definitely. Mike, Chris, Peter, always a pleasure to be here with you guys. You guys are amazing.
Right,
Axel, appreciate it, brother.
All right,
And
Axel.
I'll have each and every one of you guests eventually. Like I said, but right now, I'm
No,
just
do your
I'm
thing. You know
selling
what?
doggy.
Do your thing. Now I think that you know, that's where I think you're right. Do your thing, and then when you're ready.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Later,
Chat.
brother.
Don't forget, you're the real MVP.
All right, cheers, man.
What a great guy. What a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Mag, you still have a little time?
I got a little bit of time, sure.
All right. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Let's see if I can make the magic happen here. No, I can't. All right. So we're just gonna do it like this. We're just gonna be lopsided for a second. Oh wait, actually, hold on. Yes, I can. Watch this. This is high quality production value going on right here. This is beast level, and kaboom! We're now wait. Aha! There he is.
There he is.
So, all right.
Max
so
lost
yeah,
his name though.
well, hold
Doesn't
on.
matter, everybody knows who I am.
Look, can you?
And for my next magic trick, I'm going to make MAGG appear.
Boom! Look at that. See, look. Yeah, doggy's got to go too, because he's got to go talk to Axel,
Yeah.
which also means
Yeah.
Princess Zelda's got to go. Thank you, Axel, Doggy, and Princess Zelda. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night. I'll try to catch it after synagogue. Unfortunately, we start at 7, we end at 8:30. So by the time I get home, they're done. So I have to watch it later. But I will do that.
Because they only do an hour show.
I
If it was
know.
a 3-hour
They're
show,
not-
you'll be like, hey, yeah, at least
They're not like
most of
us.
it.
So
At
right,
Relic
so-
Gamer, sorry, I just wanted to say something quick. I don't actually, the link to me is really all just Twitter. Middle-aged game guy with a GY at the end. You can find me there. Because I don't post my videos on YouTube. I post them on Twitter.
hang on a second, I'll get that.
No, it's all good. And, you know.
Well, you know,
You can
I like to spread the wealth. Here we go. Here you go, Relic.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
I post all my videos and my multimedia stuff. I do it all on Twitter. And,
Did your video-
I've decided temporarily to stay off of YouTube for the last couple years. So,
Dude, well, so speaking of that, how come you're staying off of YouTube?
there's a couple of reasons. One of them is the algorithm bothers me. The other thing is that I'm not happy with their monetization that they've decided to change over and over and over. So I thought to myself, you know what? I don't give a shit about the money. I'm going to make things that make people laugh and get my following and do whatever I have to do and entertain people as best I can. And yes, I'll do it on Twitter when I do my, not on Twitter, on YouTube. I'll do it when I do my podcast and everything else. But like my personal stuff, I will do simply for the enjoyment of just doing it, and then have people enjoy. Like, for example, my brother, My brother has a site called Pulse Music Media, and he's a professional musician. He's a professor at the University of Toronto in the music department and everything else, music faculty, whatever. So he's got all that stuff, but like he's on YouTube, but he doesn't really post to YouTube much. So like he just on the fringe, he's like, you know what, hell with it. I'm just gonna go on TikTok. I don't give a shit about the money, this and that, blah blah blah. Do you know that he's got 400,000 subscribers now?
Damn.
Like he's got 400,000 people now following him and whatever else. And he's just like, I don't care about the money. I'm just doing it because I want to entertain people and screw YouTube and their algorithm and whatever else, right? Or following their rules. You know, like you can't play this, you can't do that, because he does a lot of video game music. Right. So he does all that kind of stuff.
I had to play this. Hold on. I gotta, because this cracked me up. Hold on. Let me see if I can get, I don't know if I can get sound on it. Give me a second. This, I was like dying. I was in the middle of a meeting
I hurt my
when I saw
shoulder,
this.
by the way, like when I fell off the thing.
Whoa. Shit. Almost there, Sully.
And I even had a gun holster that I stole for myself.
Oh, I found it, Sully. I found it. After all this time, the silver cat of Bengadali. I found him, Sully. I found him.
I don't know how your wife holds it together when she films these.
She loves it, man. She loves it. And she you know the thing is, it's got to the point now where I'm like, honey, I got an idea. She's like, all right, I'll be right there. Like she's already like ready to go. But the funny thing is that now she's gotten to the point where she's like, okay, I need you. Now all of a sudden she's Martin Scorsese, right? She's like, I need you to stand there. And I need you to go over here, because when I get the shot from here, I can get a good angle from here. And I need you to go over there. And I'm like, who are you now, Spielberg? So like, she's like the J.J. Abrams in the house. And she's like, doing this shit now. She's like, all right, hold on a second. All right, I need you to move 3 inches to the right. And I'm like, oh my God. But she loves it, man. She loves it.
We got to hook you up with Panda Sub 2000. Because then he could build your sets.
Actually, what's funny? We actually just hooked up on Twitter tonight. We both followed each other at
that's
like
excellent.
an hour ago.
Dude, have you seen his stuff?
Dude, the first time I found Panda Sub was here on this show. Was watching your show. I think he was on like a month ago or 5 weeks ago or something like that.
He was on last month.
Okay. Yeah, so he's on last month, and I watched the show here, and I saw him, and I'm like, what the hell? Who the hell is this guy? So I went on there, I started watching his videos, and I'm like, Jesus, man. Like, this guy's got some production value going on, right?
He does.
And,
it's insane.
It. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, no, I sub to him. He's great.
No, he's got some great stuff. He did this thing, this interactive show, an interactive game show, like quiz game show, and he actually...
Yes.
He got me involved in it, and Geeks with Cash, Nick, where Nick was asking some questions, and then I was playing songs on the piano. I was playing video game tunes on the piano, and you had to guess the song, and just the way he put that whole thing together was insane. But he's got this new thing he's doing, this little mini sci-fi. Little mini sci-fi thing that's hilarious. So he's one of the best. But your video, I crack up, man. Some of the stuff that you do.
I got one that's coming up. I've got two that are coming up, probably in the next few weeks. But one of them might be a little bit much. So I'm actually going to show some people. I'm going to show some people behind the scenes before I release it, but I think it's absolutely hilarious. But I have a feeling some people are going to take it the wrong way. And you know how society is these days, right?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. I just watched Halloween Kills, by the way, unrelated to gaming, right? And now, you ready for this? If anybody's seen the movie or even seen a trailer, okay? Michael Myers kills like 11 firefighters in like the beginning of the movie, right? There's a lobby group out there trying to get that scene removed because they said it was derogatory against first responders. And I'm like, what?
Oh my Lord.
And I'm like, are you kidding? But yeah, so like I got this new video coming. I think it's absolutely hilarious. And I just don't know how some people are going to react.
I have no doubt.
Dude, I gotta watch out for it. Like, it's not like bad in any which way, but someone out there might be like, that's this.
There you go. Dizzy said if Dave Chappelle can survive, you will be fine.
Dave Chappelle's worth like $175 million, masshole. Was it masshole said it or
Dizzy
Delta?
said it?
Sorry.
Dizzy said
Sorry,
it.
Dizzy Delta. Okay, he's worth $175 million. If they cancel him, guess what he's doing? He's doing this.
Right.
On a yacht. On a yacht.
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, we heard.
Shit.
I heard that PETA wants to change the name Bullpen to Arm Barn.
Yeah.
Arm Barn.
Arm Barn.
Yes. Oh my God.
Do it, baseball. Do it.
So here's the reason I wanted to bring up YouTube, and I'm glad you're here to talk about it too, because we do these streams, and look, we try to make a little bit off of them between that and our channel membership. We don't do a Patreon. We don't do any, we ask for, $2 a month for our friends of NLG so that we can, do some things for the show and stuff like that. And we're trying to do a lot more streaming. So we're trying to be able to procure some more games and stuff and make ourselves better. And when Graphic God can, when we can buy a shirt to give away to somebody, it helps Graphic God. So, I mean, we try to do these things. And part of that is we do a little bit of monetization, right? So I always do, the skippable ads. I never, ever, ever, ever do non-skippable ads because I think they suck. And I hate, if I get on a video and I see a non-skippable ad, I will go to another video. But we do something so we can make a little bit so that we can, continue to make our show better, but it's not like our job, right? So we were streaming Back 4 Blood and everything was going fine until we got to the level with the jukebox.
Oh,
and
Christ. Yeah, I can see where you're going with this.
Yeah. The songs weren't even the actual songs. They were covers that didn't even sound Black Betty didn't even sound like Black Betty. It sounded like the hard rock version of Black Betty. And on top of that, knowing that this was going to happen, I was purposely singing over top of it. Purposely. Because I'm like, I literally said in the stream, we're gonna get struck for this. They're gonna shut us down because the damn game is playing a song that sounds somewhat like the real song. And the next day, I got hit with like 5 copyright hits on it. So,
see what I mean? You see what I mean, Mike? This is what I'm talking about. Why do you think I stay off of YouTube? Like, for example, here's another one. Let's say you want to stream or put on YouTube footage of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy remaster. Those are full of licensed songs. Are you not allowed to do it?
No, you're not.
Okay, so what is the point? Or for example, the video you just showed that I made, I had the official Uncharted music playing in there, right?
So okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So if I was on YouTube, would that have been would I get a strike against me? This is why I stay away from YouTube.
Yes. In fact, Peter knows this, and I'm going to tell a story. I'm going to because Geeks with Cash is back in the chat. I'm going to tell a quick anecdote on him. Our NLG live videos, right? When we do our live streams, I've got a different intro than I do for this show. It's a shorter intro, brings in the screen. I was using a cover of Uncharted, a cover from a cover band. Wasn't even and I got hit every single time. I had to change the.
See what I mean?
I had to change it. And
like, what's the point then? Like, I mean, like, even if it's a parody video or whatever. Like, are these people actually thinking some multi-billion-dollar corporations worried that you're going to make 36 friggin' cents off of it?
Right. Right,
Like,
because
come
that's what
on,
I'm right.
I mean,
Because that's
yeah,
the
and-
only reason.
And the thing is, like, we're not playing these songs for other people to actually listen to the song for, consuming the song. No.
It's to enhance what we're doing, but I mean, at the
It's
end
part
of the
game.
day,
Well, and some things are within the game. Like I had the same thing with Far Cry, right? I mean, you sit in a car and I had the radio on. And it's like,
right?
eh.
Those are
Yeah,
licensed songs. Yeah,
It's
Right.
like,
I mean, they might not be songs that everybody knows, but it's still a licensed piece of music,
right.
Right.
right?
Which the
Because
game
not everybody knows, like, caliente chocolata, and they're doing all
Yeah.
the like the salsa shit and whatever. And I'm like, that's great. I love that music, by the way.
that I do too.
Cuban
I don't
music
have
is one of my favorite. It's just my
Yeah.
happy music.
but to Peter, Peter's right. I mean, we can't monetize jack shit when we stream a game. And poor Geeks with Cash, dude was doing a Ghostbusters 1987 not 87, whenever it came out, 85, 87. Geeks, you can help me out. He was doing a movie review.
Oh,
and was 84. It was doing clips.
Yeah.
And not only did he get struck, Sony kept blocking the fucking video for being shown.
See, this
He
is
had to,
this is
like-
what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like another corporation is making billions off of your property.
Yeah.
It's like some dude in his basement made $4 off of it. Like, I know
Right.
that could add up if, like, let's say millions of people did it, but millions of people aren't doing it. So, like, I know that they have to kind of like, they have to lay down the groundwork, but like, it's ridiculous. It's like, actually, you remember Facebook was doing the same thing for a while, where like I had a video, okay, of and my daughter was dancing. She was like 2 years old and she was dancing to Disney. They struck the video off my Facebook because it had the Frozen song. What is it? Let It Go from Frozen years ago. They took it off. And they wouldn't allow they took my video right off of my own feed. That is not monetized, by the way. Obviously, it's Facebook, for crying out loud. And they removed it because it had their licensed music on it. And I'm like, are you guys for real? Because I could get in my car and drive around the neighborhood with all the windows down and blast Let It Go for everybody to hear.
Yeah.
What the hell is the difference between that and putting it on my Facebook that's still not monetized?
Right.
Mind you, my neighbors might have something to say if I was driving around the neighborhood blasting Disney tunes, but you know.
And
you know
I
what I'm
get
saying?
it. I get the whole, if you're, let's say you're an actual band, right? And you're recording a cover of a song for YouTube to play on YouTube, right? And the band wants a little action on that. I get that, right? I'm in a band. I know ASCAP and I know BMI and I know what that's like.
Yes.
And most venues that we play at have to cover us for that stuff. I get all that. But when you're playing a video game and the music isn't the focus of the video game, right? Whether it's Peter playing Far Cry, whether it's us and a jukebox playing a single song while in the background you also hear gunfire and monsters and everything, and that gets hit. That is ridiculous. And I want to go back to Dizzy said, let me scroll up a second. The Uncharted movie trailer didn't even have the official music. They're so scared of copyright. And I don't know if you guys remember, but Sony struck themselves over The Last of Us 2. Remember that? They struck themselves. I mean, that's the algorithm just, right? Now, Jago says that's why I love Guardians of the Galaxy, because it has an alternate fake band music. And there have been a couple of games that have done that. There was another zombie game that did that, or some sort of adventure game or something like that, where instead of the licensed music, you could actually choose in the options generic music for streaming, and it said,
very
music for
cool.
streaming.
I didn't know that.
But here's the thing. Do you think that games should not have licensed music anymore due to this reason?
That's tough. You know what, though? You bring up a good point, Peter, and I'll tell you why. Because, like, look at these racing games, okay? With this license, look at the nightmare that they've created where you can no longer purchase a game that came out 5 years ago because the license expired on the music and all that horse manure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And like it just brings up now the thing is, and that brings up the point of what someone else was talking about actually just the other day about the GTA trilogy. The GTA trilogy hasn't been around, well, it hasn't been whatever in circulation really. For what? Like what? When did they come out? Like minimum 10 years ago?
Yeah.
12 years ago, 15 years ago, if you want to go back that far, whatever it is. Are those licensed songs from those games going to be in this GTA trilogy remastered? And if so, because it's a digital release, do they have the option to remove those songs at their whim without your knowledge? That's something else I'd be interested to explore. Because if you've got the hard copy of a game, right? Essentially, they can't do anything about it unless they do some kind of an update and like they magically remove it off your disc. But I doubt it, right? So that the thing is, what I'm saying is like, when you buy these games digitally, does that give them license to go in there and remove the content that they no longer have the license for? It's just like something to think about, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why they don't put in Game Pass all the other Forza Horizons and
that's right.
Forzas, right? Because
it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't play Forza Horizon 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, 4 you can, but 1, 2, and 3 and whatever, because of the licensing problems.
It can also be car licensing, but yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Car licensing.
Yeah.
And that's why, because I think that's why they pulled. That's why they pulled Forza Motorsport out of Game Pass.
Now let me.
But for music, let's go back to the music. Or do you think that if they put licensed music in a game, that should always include the right to stream the game with the music in it?
It should, and I think.
And how does it get enforced, like on YouTube and Twitch? Because if it's automated, they use automated tools, it always gets flagged. So the burden is always then on us, even if it is licensed, to say like, hey, wait a minute.
No, I agree, and I think it's bullshit. I know we brought it up a while back, and to me, I think publishers should pay for that because they benefit from people streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they endorse all these streamers out there who are playing their games, and if these people are getting copyright strikes by the stupid algorithm on YouTube, it's not just hurting the YouTubers, people trying, but it's also hurting the publishers.
Sure.
Because now their game is getting copyright strikes, because they have games in there, music in there.
Or how about this? How about they use it to their advantage? And let's say, like, I watched somebody post a clip, and they were playing Guardians of the Galaxy, and Rick Astley, anybody old enough to remember him, never wanna give you up, that song?
Yeah.
Okay, that's playing in Guardians of the Galaxy. All right. So what if someone really likes that and they see a clip and they're like, oh, I like this tune. And then they go to Spotify or they go to somewhere and they buy the tune, or they go to Apple iTunes. I don't even know if Apple does iTunes anymore. And they go and buy the tune because they like the sound of it. Or they download, like,
should you get like a tenth of a penny for referral?
Yeah, no kidding, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get, like, maybe that would work in that way. It would be more beneficial for them to be like, to expose it to a different generation, let's say, of people. Someone said in the chat, actually, they're saying if Vice City doesn't have the original soundtrack,
I know, yeah.
And it'd
be a shame. That's not a shame. I would literally burn down buildings if it doesn't have the original soundtrack. Because like that sold it to me.
Hold on.
But also, like, can you imagine getting a knock at your door because you played that game on a non-Sony TV? It's like, wait a minute. You
guys will like this. This is one of the tchotchkes I got for reviewing, because I reviewed Grand Theft Auto Vice City back in the day. You guys will appreciate this. This is an official soundtrack box set for Vice City.
I have it.
You have this?
I have it, Mike. Yes,
My man. This is
On
a
an
great set.
HMV like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Anybody remember what HMV was?
I know you can't see that because of the light.
I even have the San Andreas box set too.
Now I don't have the San Andreas soundtrack.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I have that one too, man. It's awesome. It's still hanging around somewhere. Yeah, you unfold it and all the discs were inside.
Yeah. Rockstar sent this to me. I will full disclosure because it's YouTube. I'm disclosing. You know, back in the 2000s. But I mean, so I think Panda's he's taking the contrarian side of this. I'm going up. So he says it's not the artists. It's not up to the artist to cater to the needs of the streamer. But I still say that it's.
I agree about that. The artist.
I agree, but that's not the streamer's fault that the game's in the music, that the music is in the game. So it's not the streamer. I mean, you're punishing the streamer because the publisher and the artist made a deal. That's where I think that's where I disagree. Now, yes, you can, Panda, you can not stream it or play with music on. That's not fair to the streamer. That's not fair to the people who, streaming is what they do. That's how they, make their living. Some people do that. You can't,
But you don't enhance your stream. If you put like a soundtrack underneath your stream, a separate thing that you rip from wherever, Napster days, yes, I can see that. That's,
right.
You can do that because but this is like a piece of art that that you're displaying and playing through it.
Yeah.
And it's just because, also going back to the MAGG when he, blasts his Let It Go to the street. It's the medium that now all of a sudden, like, hey, you cannot do this because of, now it's being on YouTube versus your street. I mean,
right. We're strictly talking about.
It's not really a difference.
Yeah, we're strictly talking about in-game soundtracking, Panda. We're not what Peter's.
Yeah, we're not. I mean, and I think maybe, the. Like Myke, you were talking about that intro, and you had the Uncharted music in there. That's on you because you put it together. So in my opinion, that's also different than having that jukebox or the radio on within in the game, or your GTA music stuff.
But the thing is, like, let's say you're playing Back 4 Blood, okay? And you're playing with your friends and you're streaming it and this and that, whatever. And then all of a sudden Black Betty comes on. Are you supposed to, like, everybody's supposed to just freeze and scramble and start, like, muting the sound and stuff because it just happened to pop up in the game?
Right. We had no idea.
Like, how can you
that's the
control
thing.
that?
Right. We had no idea.
That music is supposed to be part of that part.
Right.
Right, but we had no
part
idea.
Part of the art. Can you imagine?
Yeah, you're right. We had no idea.
So, there was no warning. There's no pregame. There's nothing that popped up at the beginning of the game in any kind of screen that said this game has pre-recorded, music. If you are streaming, do this. Right? They didn't have that. So we get to that part of the game. And we're like, all right, we got to protect a jukebox. And we're thinking, well, it could be just regular, just junk music.
Whatever. It could be just generic, like, instrumental music that some garage band just recorded for the soundtrack or something, right?
It's not like
just hitting some power chords for 5 minutes.
When we play Forza Horizon, we know what's there, right? We know. When we play Grand Theft Auto, we know what's there.
Said, like, turn off. There's an option to turn off your licensed music, your radio music.
Right.
A lot of stuff.
And what's hilarious is,
but even that, I mean, that should not be necessary, in my opinion.
We got ineligibly monetized. We can't monetize the video for a meager. Hang on, let me bring that. Let me bring up, because I got the video up. So we got hit for 3 different things. Each one of those was a minute. One of them wasn't even a minute. One of them was 40 seconds. So 40 seconds.
Utterly ridiculous.
So we weren't even, right. One was Ace of Spades by Motorhead. Mm-hmm. One was Black Betty by Spiderbait, which isn't even the band that did Black Betty, and it didn't even sound like Black Betty.
Yeah.
And then All Hell Breaks Loose by Misfits. And what's really funny is it's not even the bands doing it. So for All Hell Breaks Loose, it was WMG. For Black Betty, it was WMG and UMG on behalf of Universal Music Australia. And then Ace of Spades was on behalf of Sanctuary Records.
Does that count as a view?
Yeah.
When they scan through our songs? Should be, right?
I don't know.
Right,
and another thing I want to bring up too. So when they copy strike these streams or videos, that right? And during that time, let's say you're live and you're playing that game with the music, and someone donates money to you. But YouTube, do they still make money off of that? And then they copy strike it at the same time?
Sure they do.
Right?
Sure they do. If the money's been donated, it's already processed.
And so
they still make their money.
And then they're like, oh, shame on you. Sorry.
So why do you think that, Myke, does that answer your question 30 minutes later as to why I don't put my stuff on YouTube?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I think you guys are getting a clearer picture.
But see,
that's precisely why.
But the problem is that, and I think I saw it. Jago say this. They hit him on Twitter for something like that.
Yeah,
and
they do, but I think they're a lot more lenient. I mean, I was wondering the same thing, because like some of my, like I was saying before, like some of the videos that I put some music in, like some of them were hitting like, 300, 400, 500,000 views and nothing. But it did cross my mind at one point. I'm like, okay, this is starting to blow up a little bit here. Am I going to get hit with something? Right? Because like if you get like 5 views, no one's going to care, right? No one's going to notice. You're just going to kind of, stay under the radar. But when you start hitting that 500,000 and above, which some of the videos have, I do get a little worried about it. I'm like, am I going to get whatever? But don't they hit you with a warning first? I mean, they're not just going to go in there and just like, you know what I mean? They're not going to
what they do on YouTube is they tell you that it's ineligible for monetization, but they don't.
Fine.
They don't destroy the video unless you are doing something egregious. Nick, when he was doing his Ghostbusters thing, they hit him. Like Nick, in the chat, how many times did you have to re-edit your video before it would even show on YouTube? But like, again, we're, why even...
Isn't that fair use?
It's supposed to be fair use.
I mean, if you use like 30-second snippets.
Hi, Caitlin. Sorry, Caitlin was there. She's saying hi to everybody. Yeah, the thing is, another thing is, what's it called? Fair use. I actually talked to, does anybody know, what the hell is the show called? It used to be Screen Junkies.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Signor.
Yep.
So Andy Signor and I are friends, like sort of off, out of that realm or whatever. We talk in DMs and stuff like that.
Well, you're just a celebrity.
Well, I try to run, I try to network, right? So I move myself around these spaces. I don't even know how the hell I get into half of them. So yeah, he was going through a rough time or whatever. He actually left, his old company, Screen Junkies, that he started because of allegations and whatever else. Turned out they were all false, but they got rid of him anyway. And he started his own thing. And the thing that came up, and we were talking about it a lot behind the scenes, that he was having issues with because he was no longer part of this larger conglomerate, is that he kept getting struck for fair use or lack thereof, right? And so he used to go after YouTube continuously on a weekly basis about, about the fair use clause, about, being able to put up snippets of videos, this and that, music, things like that. And he had to battle them day in, day out. However, we're talking about Andy Signore here. This guy's got lawyers and he knows YouTube better than anybody. Okay? So he knew how to fight all this, and he did fight all of it. And in the end, he's doing very well now because now he's got Popcorn Planet. But the thing is, he still has to abide by these rules. And he mentioned it, and he jabs YouTube almost every single video he does now about it. And he's like, hey, YouTube, just so you know, here's my mouse. I'm about to click on this video. You can't take it down because of this, that, and the other thing. Who the hell knows all those things? Maybe he does. But I'm saying for the average streamer, the average YouTuber, whatever, a lot of these people don't don't know all this terminology. They don't know all the rules. They don't know all the ins and outs and the loopholes and the windows and the legalities of it, right? And these people are getting struck or taken down and canceled, so to speak. And it's unfair to these people because they don't know they're going up against a billion-dollar corporation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it seems kind of silly to me. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, it's not like it's Google or Amazon or like and Microsoft and Apple and all these big companies kind of going at each other. It's just some guy or some girl in their basement just trying to make some money to buy coffee at the end of the week. I don't know, whatever the hell they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Or they're just doing it for fun. And it ceases to become fun when they crush you with all this, with all this dogma about all these rules and everything else. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I stay off of YouTube. Personally, we're on YouTube right now, but and I do 2 other podcasts a week, right? And we're both on YouTube, and I do other guest appearances all on YouTube. However, my personal stuff, I'll keep away from it for specifically that reason. I will not stream specifically for all the Have you seen Twitch? And all the bullshit all the hoops you got to jump through now for Twitch?
Yep.
Hell no, I'm never going to do all that.
But at least back from the dead, which I wanted to grab a comment he said earlier, he did say that at least there's an option there to change that and to pull out the copyrighted music and just keep everything else. I just don't understand how that works. And by the way, you guys on the YouTube, you guys are seeing, I don't know what's going on, but YouTube apparently is having an issue right now because my
threatened it.
Yeah, the stream quality went to crap.
That's weird.
And that happened the other day, Peter. That happened the other day with us on that live stream when we had multiple people on Skype. I'm wondering if I'm having an issue with my internet connection here. We may want to.
Jago Coogan, I didn't realize.
Still good on my end. Yeah. Looking at it.
All right, is it? Because it looks fuzzy on my end.
Looking good
for me.
1080 60.
Yeah, it's looking good from my end too.
Yeah, it is.
All right,
now,
it could just be. All right, it could just be me. I mean, I have a feeling I'm gonna.
It sort of got weird for me too.
Yeah.
You know why?
Because they're listening. Like it dropped. Like it went off.
That's right. YouTube is throttling us.
Yeah.
YouTube is going, oh, you want to talk shit about us? Okay, we're gonna make you fuzzy now.
It didn't happen until we changed topics.
No kidding. That's what I'm saying. How many times, Myke? How many times have you been like, I gotta go buy a pair of pants, and all of a sudden you go on Facebook and all the advertisements about pants?
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, man. YouTube's listening.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I'll be right back, gentlemen.
All right. I don't have anything else open.
Now other platforms for streaming or whatever, like TikTok. A lot of those have music in them. Even on Facebook or whatever, people do those little quick videos and they have music. So, how they getting away with that and not getting copyright strikes or whatever, but YouTube seems to be the only one doing it.
They have to go through China.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I'm right now, TikTok is not, they're not policing like YouTube and stuff. Now, TikTok's a little different because they have short videos that, I guess don't qualify for, you know, for needing to be covered by that stuff. I'm not saying it's right, because again, our stuff was pretty innocuous ourselves. Yeah, we're getting a lot of buffering. We may have to call the stream. I wanted to talk about state of play, but I don't want to show videos. Maybe we'll save the state of play for next week, when I can figure out. It could be my internet connection.
And I do kind of have to go to work tomorrow kind of early, so.
All right. So we'll bag state of play and we'll talk about it next week, because not all of you haven't seen all the state of play stuff yet either, have you?
No, I just know about a couple of things that were shown that y'all were talking about. But
all right. So yeah, I don't want to. There's something going on and I don't know what it is. It wasn't happening at the beginning of the show. We were doing fine at the beginning, and now it's starting to mess up, and I can't tell if it's my internet connection or YouTube. But we had this problem the other night, and let me check something real quick.
No, I think a lot of people were going through it. It was buffering for them, and then it got better.
Oh,
my buffer health is like 98 seconds.
Yeah, I mean,
it's on 1080 60. So.
Yeah, I'm doing a quick speed test on my PC. Let's see what my upload speed says. Yeah, my upload speed's hitting 100. I've got 100 up and down. I'm hitting 104, 105, so it's not my internet. So it's Jim Ryan, so you won't talk about the state of play. No, I do want to cover it, but I don't want to cover it. I mean, I've got trailers for everything. It'll also take us to 1 a.m. and I can't do that. We went much longer on Halo than I thought we would. And so we'll save state of play for next week, and we'll open with that. And give you guys a chance to also watch the videos and kind of get your thoughts about what they showed. Yeah, something's going on, and I don't want to stretch this out and have a lackluster end of the podcast. So, Mag, you okay over there? Dude, if he's not, I don't think he is. But if he's getting ready to hit us with some Tony Baloney, it's gonna be a very happy end of the night. So, well, it wasn't. Look, so okay, I'm gonna say this about the state of play. In my opinion, that the actual presentation of the state of play could have been done in a tweet. It really could have. It could have been, hey, look, here's a couple games. What they showed was decent. Star Ocean, I'm a big fan of Tri-Ace. Like, I'm an old Tri-Ace guy. Those games, Star Ocean was really fun. The Tri-Ace made some great games. So to see Star Ocean was great. Now, that said, it's coming to Tri-Ace games, the Star Ocean's coming to Xbox as well. So when I first saw the countdown was good. That graphic stuff was good. When I saw the Star Ocean trailer, I was watching. I was in with Mav and watching his stream, and me and Pong Soul were like, "Yeah, you know this is going to be a PlayStation exclusive because that's what Square does because it's being published by Square Enix. Like, that's what Square does." And Pong was like, "That's all right. I'm going to yell at him. I'm going to yell at him on Saturday on Living Split Screen." And then later we saw the tweet that it's actually coming to Xbox as well. So from that standpoint, there were a couple things I liked in there that I want to talk about next week. But yeah, I agree it was lackluster from a presentation standpoint. I think a lot of people keep getting their hopes up for these shows, and that's why they get, so anyway.
And that's probably why they still do those shows, is just to keep people,
Oh, he says it seems fine now. And the KB per second meter has just jumped back up to what it was earlier. So I'll tell you what then. What I'll do is we can go over the rest of the stuff, but I want to show you guys the Star Ocean trailer because I was really happy.
Hey, I guess I'm gonna pop out because I do gotta get up early.
Okay.
I'll let you guys keep going on that.
So, we're only gonna be a minute.
Watch it, but yeah. I'm sorry, but
no, it's okay. We're only gonna be a minute. This is the only thing I'm showing.
Okay.
So, and it's only 2 minutes, and then we're gonna get out of here. But this was the highlight of the state of play for me. I saw Tri-Ace, and I was like, yes. It almost looked like, yeah, it almost looked like Sylphid for a second, and I'm like, oh, but then this started, and I'm down for this, very down for this. We could talk about the rest of the stuff next week, but I just wanted to show you guys this. Mag, have you played any of the Star Ocean games?
No, I haven't, but I watched the state of play, and I saw this, and this was the only thing that I found interesting in the whole show.
Agreed, which is why I'm showing it.
Yeah, I think that was a unanimous sort of thought as I talking to a bunch of other people and everything else. They all said this was the only thing that they saw that they found interesting. So
yeah, the only thing is I get it, and I get that their big hitters are coming next year, so it's hard to show that stuff. The only thing that I'll say is I never want to hear anybody say Xbox has no games, because right now Sony doesn't have anything coming out the rest of the year that's my PS5 is not going to get turned on until February, actually January, when God of War comes out. So
like I did I just platinumed all 3 Uncharted's from the original Nathan Drake collection.
Nice.
But
very nice.
I was gonna do all 5. Like my plan was to do all 5, but then I found out about the Legacy of Thieves edition of 4 and Lost Legacy. So I put that on hold. So I got the first 3 platinums a couple of weeks ago, and then I'm like, no, I'll wait till February now because I want to play it with the haptic feedback, the haptic, whatever feedback and the adaptive triggers and all that stuff. I can see that being a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree.
So
so I'm
gonna do that.
I might get in on that. So.
And then
but
Horizon
Jago,
Forbidden West, same month.
Jago, I know these aren't your kind of games. So, all right. So that was Star Ocean. I'm a fan of Star Ocean. I'm a fan of Tri-Ace. So this was a nice hit for me amongst all the other snooze stuff. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that next. You see, even Niall, who's a PlayStation guy, said it was awful. But we'll talk about that next week. We'll kind of lead off with that. It'll probably be a quick discussion. Mag, thanks for joining us tonight, brother.
Dude, it was awesome, man. I had a great time. A lot of fun. Great conversation. Obviously, completely unexpected.
Absolutely. Like, I saw you in the chat, and I'm like, hey, we ought to get Mag in here.
Yeah, I'm just like, hell with it. I'm going to come on the show. I literally was sitting down to turn on Guardians of the Galaxy because I haven't even turned it on yet. Right? So I was literally sitting down. I popped on the podcast, and I'm like, let me just see what's going on here in the show. And then I'm like, Guardians can wait.
Well, that means a lot, man. It really does.
I really appreciate that.
That means a lot.
Yeah, man, it was great. I had a great time. And we got some new people in here.
Yeah, and thank you for that too.
That I met. Oh, I met some new people too.
Yep, and we like you guys. We have a great chat. We really do.
Yeah, man.
It's what I love about our shows, yours, ours. It's like we can be comfortable. Like I could be totally comfortable in Gaming After Dark's chat, and it's hard to do these days. I could be totally comfortable in your chat. So, Yobi, it looks like this is a Death versus PlayStation only. We'll talk about it next week for sure. I want to get out of here so Chris can get some sleep. Mag, thank you, brother. Seriously.
Yeah,
and you know
man.
you're welcome anytime you want.
All right, great.
So, chat, welcome to our new folks. You guys humbled us tonight. I hope you'll come back and be with us again. You know, we'll try to keep you entertained. And
yeah, I'm glad that we can share we can share Game After Dark's mass hole.
Yeah,
we can have a mass hole on NLG.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
No.
I just love that name. I'm gonna be like MAGG. You know how he is with Joe Dunmore. I'm gonna say mass hole.
Nice. So yeah, and you know, Chase and Dizzy Delta, and this show sucks, and it's funny. I know that name's on purpose. I know you made it on purpose.
I love it.
I love it. It's awesome. But thank you seriously, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. The chat makes us, and that's why MAGG will Platinum Infinite. So everybody have a great rest of the week. This weekend, pick up a controller, get some gaming in, and we will see you next week, Thursday night, 9 p.m. Good show, guys. Good show.
Good show indeed.
We'll see you guys later. Play on, gamers.
Yeah.
Adios. Have a good weekend.